Thank you so much. We are in the beautiful city of Tampa Bay, Florida, as we welcome you to the Rocket Money Kickoff. We have parked our buses in this beautiful sports city for another night in the American as UTSA at 4-4 and Owen McCown coming off a huge win a week ago. Have Byron Brown in South Florida, whose playoff hopes are very much alive in another marquee Thursday night game in the American as we kick off week 11. And with that, welcome into the booth. Tom Luganville, Matt Berry. This is Industry Night here on Thursday Night College Football. Not only are South Florida's playoff hopes still alive, Lugs, you're looking at an American Conference. You've got 6 teams tied for first place, and any of those 6 could make their way into the conference championship game.
Well, and that's what's going to make the month of November so muddy in the American, which is great for all of us because we love chaos, right? But also means that the margin of error is razor thin. And I think if you talk to most people that have studied this conference, they look at South Florida as the most talented team in the conference, and they control everything in front of them.
And if you haven't been paying attention, this league has been one of the most exciting in the country. You mentioned Byron Brown for South Florida coming into the season. We had week 1 against Boise State. He was coming off an injury, and you're thinking, okay, what will this star quarterback have in store? He's been nothing short of spectacular, lived up to every bit of the hype.
Oh, he's an absolute freight train. 6'3", 235 pounds. He's got a big arm for the intermediate, deep-level throws, but where he's really good is changing the arm angles, getting out of trouble, extending plays, and then when he gets to the second level like this, you're not going to tackle him, at least not with one defender. This offense goes as he goes. You take the total numbers right there. He's been sensational, and again, you better have a plan for slowing him down because you're not going to stop him.
Yeah, good luck slowing him down as Byron Brown is tonight's Player Spotlight, brought to you by Rocket Money. You know, we were talking to the coaches this week, and they said our team is salty right now. Harry Lyles Jr. coming off the misstep last week against Memphis.
Yes, Matt, coming off the misstep in this UTSA team, coming off of a big win against the Tulane team that was one of the leaders in the group of 5, obviously. So that team is coming in hot. But when I spoke with Matt Harris, linebacker, one of the veteran leaders of this team, he told me that this team has been able to stay even-keeled throughout the highs and the lows of this season. He said they've continued to pour to their process and the team's cohesion, focus on that piece instead of worrying about the results. I also spoke with Byron Brown about that. He told me the point of emphasis this week was to finish each quarter strong so they can finish the game strong. He said tonight they want to play fast, play physical, and execute. He says if we do that, we'll be in a good spot.
I thought he put it perfect, too. Alex Golish, head coach, USF. He says, you know what, though? We're playing meaningful football in November, and that's what matters. He can't wait to see how his team comes out tonight. On the other side, UTSA, we can't wait to see how they come out tonight. We had them last week at home against Tulane, and it was the offense, not the running backs, mind you. It was the quarterback and 2 receivers that led the way in an absolute blowout at Tulane.
Yeah, listen, this was a hungry team a week ago coming off a disappointing loss to North Texas, and they dismantled Tulane, but they did it through the air. We fully expected them to run the football if they could, particularly on early downs. That's not how it played out. Owen McCown and a slew of targets, including 3 big tight ends, were the talk of the town in San Antonio last Thursday night. When this team's hitting on all cylinders, they're as good as they need to be to beat anybody in this conference. You take a look at these numbers right here, Matt.
Yeah, and look, we expect Robert Henry, Will Henderson III to be a factor, but these 3, McCown, Amador, and McEwen, absolute stars last week in the upset of Tulane. What can they do for an encore? We are close to finding out. Kickoff is next from Tampa. This has been the Rocket Money Kickoff. Nearing kickoff on ESPN College Football Prime Time, presented by Liberty Mutual. As you were watching the American Conference on ESPN, Raymond James Stadium, home to the Tampa Bay Buccaneers, also off to a good start in their own right. But it's the South Florida Bulls, led by Alex Golesh, third year here at the programs. Got him bowling for the third consecutive year. Has this team believing they are talented enough to play for a conference championship and then a college football playoff berth. Jeff Traylor, year 6 at UTSA, coming off the win last week against Tulane. Feels like his team again comes in here with the offensive firepower to get it done on the road. What do we have in store for you tonight? As you know, on Thursdays, expect the unexpected, as South Florida's won the toss. They've elected to defer. It'll be UTSA with the ball first. It's Mekhi Anderson and Bryson Donnell deep to kick. Sit back, relax. Week 11 of the college football season is here. And Luke's, you know when you release a hit song and you come out and everybody loves it. It's what you do as an encore, and that's what we're talking about. Owen McCown tonight, following a school record week a week ago, 16 consecutive completions to start the game, 93% completion overall. How does he back that up tonight?
Well, I'll tell you what, he's got to be accurate. He needs to get rid of the ball on time, because this USF defensive front seven is going to rotate 6-7 guys, and they are really talented. That's something that Jeff Traylor is really concerned about. So again, I would expect them to run the ball early and try to move the pocket with Owen McCown.
The American Offensive Player of the Week rightly deserves McCown. Play fake on first down, and it's picked off on first down. And we are running with the Bulls on the first play of the game. Tavin Ward, pick 6. How's that for coming out of the bye week?
Well, we said they were hungry, had a little chip on their shoulder, blew a game on the road 2 weeks ago at Memphis. And this team is focused and ready to play.
As I said, it gets weird on Thursdays. Owen McCown began the week a week ago with 16 consecutive completions. Tonight, as Nico Grammatica's on for the extra point. First play of the game, pick 6. South Florida up 7-0.
Let's check this out right here. He's going to come there on the rollout. The quarterback's going to go here, and this puts pressure in front of Owen McCown right here, and he drifts back and lost one, intended for Devin McEwen, number 1, and just airmails it into the arms of Tavin Ward. Jarvis Lee with the lead block and the entourage to the end zone. And that's the way you start off a game coming off of a bye week.
You know, and I thought it was interesting when we talked to these coaches. You see McCown take a good shot after throwing that. When we talked with South Florida and Todd Orlando, the defensive coordinator, and Alex Golesh, the head coach, they all said the exact same thing. Golesh said our guys are salty.
Yep. They're
not happy with the way it went 2 weeks ago against Memphis. And Orlando was like, listen, plain and simple, my guys were not thrilled with how it went down, giving up that 14-point lead. And we're going to see what they're made of tonight when they come back out.
Well, and again, it starts up front. We saw it on the first play of the game right there. Pressure bursts the pipe. It helps the backers and certainly helps the secondary.
That the 18th turnover for the season for that Bulls defense. A week ago, they snapped a 15-game turnover streak against Memphis, but the streak has started again tonight. And now, if you're Owen McCown, you better have a quick memory.
Short memory, flush it, move on to the next play. This is a player that a week ago against Tulane at home started off 16 for 16. Now he's 0-1 for a touchdown, unfortunately, to the other team. Take a look at that number right there on the left side of your screen.
And I would bet that defensive coordinator Todd Orlando knows that.
Oh, no question.
Bringing a lot of pressure tonight. Henry in the backfield, 1st and 10. That's Henry getting the carry off to the right side. Brought down on the play by Jalen Schuler, one of the talented linebackers, pairs up with Mac Harris. Some 50 starts between the two. UTSA going to get right back up to the line and go. McCown play fake over the middle, incomplete. Intended for Devin McEwen, and a flag down.
Yeah, they're going to get a tug or a defensive hold here.
Pass interference, number 3, defense. Automatic, first down.
You see Duclona, number 3, when he's matched up over the inside slot on the RPO here, just pull the back of the jersey right near the top of the nameplate right here, and it's a good call. It's a big part of this UTSA offense is run it on the inside, come off and throw the glance route off the RPO. Free side of downs now for UTSA.
Pressure coming. McCown throwing. Quick shot and a good completion. That's what we saw last week. Quick completions to David Amador. 3 touchdowns a week ago for him. As we take a look at our Impact players built by the Home Depot.
We'll take a look at the Impact players right here. Robert Henry Jr., the running back, as you see in the backfield right there for UTSA, as well as Jeremiah Coger, the true freshman wide receiver. Now, the reason Henry's in there is because he could be an impact if he's out because he's banged up or if he's at full go.
And you know, this guy's going to have an impact every time. That's Henry for 3, and that's going to be a first down.
Yeah, I go back to Robert Henry Jr. because he's their bell cow, and he has been tired. The legs have been tired. Coach Traylor didn't feel like he saw the normal burst, so wanted to get him going early tonight to see how he goes. So if he goes, that's a positive impact. If he can't, they lose their power back up the middle.
Yeah, 3rd nationally in rushing, Luke's 5 100-yard games this season, held to 84 a week ago. He's been the workhorse this season. McCown keeps it. Goes down quickly after the read fake. That was Tavin Ward.
Tavin Ward now has an interception and a nice play off the edge. Doing a good job. Really put the quarterback in a tough position right there. He pulls it late and then gets down. Loss of 1.
It's still battling. He's been banged up all year. It counts. I don't imagine you'll see him run a lot tonight. But it was the quick throw game a week ago that worked for the Roadrunners. 2nd and 11. Henry has a crease to the left, spun out, and the Bulls corral him quick. Mac Harris. After 3 yards, Harris averaging over 8.5 tackles a game, had 13 against Memphis, a career high, now 3rd and long.
He's going to come over and he's going to slide and scrape. Does a nice job with his eyes, doesn't overcommit to anything, and then he waits for all of his partners in green jerseys to come and group tackle. Big 3rd down here for UTSA on the road.
McCown has time, has a receiver, and it's one of those skilled tight ends, a.k.a. Luke's football crushes, Houston Thomas, and a first down, big conversion for a gain of 9.
I love these guys of the safety blanket, and they've got 3 of them, and they're all 6'5", 245 pounds. This is a huge conversion, and we talk about the confidence for Owen McCown. You mentioned, hey, you got to flush it, you got to have a short memory. It looks like he's done that from that first series interception in pick 6.
You'll hear from Thomas. You'll hear from the 2 other tight ends, Dan Dishman and Patrick Overmeyer, to complement Henry and the rest of the skilled players. Empty backfield. That's McEwen. Quick pass outside. Amador looked to throw it, and he gets something out of nothing. We saw him throw a touchdown pass a week ago that worked. That was a gain of 3. And it's going to count as a run because it was behind the line of scrimmage. Duclona and Celestar bring him down.
10 catches a week ago, plus a touchdown pass. He is a do-it-all, jack-of-all-trades, high-production wide receiver.
Fake again. That was dangerous. Tavin Ward was creasing across the middle of the field. Had that been on the mark, he'd have been in trouble.
Well, Tavin Ward doing a great job. That's all practice and preparation. He's keying the quarterback on that RPO, and he's buzzing to that slant route to close down that window. Really impressive by Ward. What a start to this game defensively he's had for the Bulls.
Just converted on a 3rd and 8. This 3rd and 7. Will Henderson, the 3rd in for the first time.
This is the speed back.
Showing pressure. Henderson up the middle. A good read on defense out of him. He saw the guys coming up on the blitz. Henderson found that little bit of a crease. He's able to get 16 on a first down for UTSA.
Well, in South Florida stunted into this. They ended up stunning into an outside pressure off both edges, left nobody in the middle over the 2 B gaps between the guard and the tackle, and they run guard H-back counter. Excellent execution versus the wrong call for South Florida.
Good vision by Henderson, the 3rd. UTSA in the red zone. That's going to be early movement.
False start, number 74. Offense, 5-yard penalty, first down.
So a pick 6 on the opening play of the game, but what a bounce back here to get into the red zone on a play that's about to have its 10th. A little bit of everything on this drive, Lou, but they back up 5 yards.
Yeah, that was Darrell Jones, the right guard, just getting a little antsy. Got to know where you're at on the field here if you're over McCown. You've got to get the ball to your hands. Don't take a sack. Be smart with the football and protect it.
10th play of the drive. McCown. Settling over the middle is Thomas. Ward, a busy, active game to start, and a gain of 5. But a lot of what we saw last week out of UTSA, they like working the middle of the field, and they're getting the ball out of McCown's hand quick so the pressure doesn't become a factor.
Yeah, and I love that. It's so hard to rush him. If you give him a spot to go with the football, he will pull the trigger. The clock goes off in his head, and now they just get that 5-yard penalty back.
Henderson in the backfield got the big gain on 3rd down. McCown rolls out. Again, it's Thomas, the tight end. And Luz, you're starting to see already what the game plan is going to be. Move the quarterback, quick delivery, and just spread it around the field.
And inside run's going to be sprinkled in there, as we just saw with Will Henderson, the 3rd. And now this is a big down. 3rd and a little less than 1 for UTSA. They're going to come in with more of a heavy H-back package here. You got all 3 tight ends, Houston Thomas, Dan Dishman, and Patrick Overmeyer, in the game at the same time.
Yeah, Overmeyer's over center at quarterback, and he's just going to reach that frame over, 6'5". Here's how you know your tight ends are athletic. You line them up at quarterback.
Absolutely, under center. And again, what, for the 2nd week in a row, we've seen somebody in a 3rd and short, a 4th and short, and not be in the shotgun.
Does that make you like the tight ends more?
Oh, it makes me love the tight ends more.
Knowing they can play quarterback?
Under center.
Under center football so fun.
Let's go. Jeff Traylor's got to be pleased right now with his offense's response off of that pick 6 turnover on the first series.
3 third down conversions on this drive. 1st and goal. Henry kicks it out. USF there. The Bulls were all over that one. Schuler was the first of many, and that is a loss of 9.
Good old-fashioned duo. When in doubt, run duo. And unfortunately, they allowed the gap to remain open for Jalen Schuler to come in there.
And Luke, they know it's only a matter of time before they're going to give Henry the ball again. They've been dinking and dunking this whole drive. You know the star running back's going to get involved. And that time they were on it for a loss of 9. Now the 14th play of the drive. McCown has a guy. End zone. Flag down. Deshaun Rucker was covering Devin McEwen. And that's going to be the 2nd.
Pass interference, number 22, defense. The ball replaced at the 2-yard line. First down.
2nd time now, a PI call that's aided a drive for UTSA.
Yeah, and you just never turned around to locate the ball, had the hands to the face. Good, tightly contested coverage there, but you've got to try and find that football and look back.
And how about that, after losing 9 2 plays ago, now they've got it goal to go again, this time from the 2-yard line on what's been an impressive drive.
We're almost 7 minutes left to go in the first quarter, and South Florida hasn't even been on offense yet.
We haven't even been able to bring out Byron Brown yet. He's going to have to re-warm up. McCown keeps it, and he is dropped. Ball is out. Scoop by Jarvis Lee. Oh, my. Fred Gaskin. Jarvis Lee Jr. on the strip. Fred Gaskin, scoop, score, 93 yards.
Well, this is just an unblocked defender coming off the edge. Right here, you're going to see zero, and he's not falling for any nonsense. He's going directly from McCown. What a fantastic play. Got a beeline on the quarterback, swipe the hands, get the ball out, and allow your teammates to scoop and score.
So this review should be pretty quick. Yeah, that thing is out.
It's loose.
And when the ball bounces your way, it bounces right into Gaskin's hands. Our rules analyst, Matt Austin, joining the Thursday Night Dysfunction for the first time this season. Hello, friend. Are we correct in saying this is going to be quick and easy?
I would certainly think so. It's definitely a fumble. The recovery, I don't think there's any question there. I thought at first maybe the guy on the ground touched it and he was down, or grabbed it and he was down, but it bounces off his foot. Other player picks it up, runs it back. I can't see anything to overturn.
Yeah, how about the ball never even hits the ground?
Yeah.
Look at this, come out.
Doink.
Off of Lee Jr. Gaskin says thank you. And we will continue to wait to see Byron Brown, because it's going to be 2 defensive touchdowns on an impressive drive that was mounting for UTSA.
Well, Jarvis Lee was one of the guys that defensive coordinator Todd Orlando brought up unsolicited in relationship to what he means to the defense, because he can play near the line of scrimmage. We saw him right there off the edge with pressure, and then the strip sack sets it up for the rest of the team. Boy, is this an athletic front seven for South Florida. And if you're Jeff Traylor, Matt, you've got to be sick to your stomach. The response you had from your offense, you're methodical getting the ball down there, and you turn it over and give up another 6.
After further review, the ruling on the field is upheld. Touchdown.
Surprised they took that much time with it. In fact, the last FBS team with defensive TDs on the first 2 drives, it was Pitt in 2022 against Virginia. And now you're witnessing history. USF, the first American team in conference history to do so. And you hit it on the head with Jeff Traylor. You see your team and your quarterback bounce back and go 75 yards, only to see this. The second defensive score of the game, negating a 14-play drive. How about these Bulls? They're off, and it's 14-0. You're watching ESPN College Football Primetime, presented by Liberty Mutual, and you were watching South Florida go up 14-0 after 2 defensive turnovers, touchdowns. Only the 4th time in 20 years in FBS that's happened. Everyone wants to brag about Alex Golish and this Bulls offense. Todd Orlando's like, we'll score some points for you.
Yeah, hold my beer.
We got it. There's those 14 points we gave up a couple of weeks ago.
14 plays, almost 8 minutes off the clock for UTSA on offense on that last drive.
3 third-down conversions, and now nothing to show for it. Yet another touchdown on the defensive side of the ball. First play of the game on McCown, pick 6. And again, they bounced back, but this Bulls defense clearly is feeling ornery after what happened a few weeks ago.
Tavin Ward, Jarvis Lee making plays on the back end, and then the pressure up front. This was what UTSA was worried about. That time it was Jarvis Lee once again coming off the edge, and Fred Gaskin doing the rest on the scoop and score. And then we've got some calisthenics going on because the offense's muscles have gotten cold.
All right, so a good start to this drive. Will Henderson, the third, brought down by Hamilton. And a gain of 8. So it's all about, they bounced back last time, Lou. You talk about quick memory.
Wow.
You may as well just start the game over mentally.
Yeah, just press the reset button, pretend it never even happened.
And that's a good throw by McCown. We saw him do that outside to A.J. Wilson, who we didn't hear a lot from last week. He was the big play receiver that they wanted to get going, and they did there for 14, but he's going to have to be a part of the game plan tonight.
Yeah, and as a collective group, this is a really talented group of wide receivers. The issue is not all of them have been healthy at the same time together, and it's starting to get back to that way.
Deep shot, one-on-one coverage. There's Wilson. You saw a push-off, gets away with it, but there's the flag. For a minute, it looked like A.J. Wilson was going to let that go with a push-off, but that's going to be on offense. That was James Chenault on the coverage.
Pass interference, number 84. Offense, 15-yard penalty. Repeat, first down.
Yeah, and this is on James Chenault, and I'm not so sure A.J. Wilson even really needed to do this. He's got about a 3-inch advantage, and the ball was really well thrown. I think he could have gone up and attacked it. Nonetheless, if you look at the left side of the screen, and it was pretty early when he made the push, you see where the ball's thrown. I think that might have been a catchable ball. Nevertheless, a penalty. Now you're really set back for a first down once again.
Yeah, that was some easy separation created by the push-off. So now they move it back, 1st and 25. And they're going to keep slinging it. That's Jamal Hardy Jr. Brought down by the linebackers Schuler and Harris.
Well, I think that's the frustrating thing, Mac. We always hear everybody talking about staying ahead of the chains and don't get caught behind the chains because it makes you one-dimensional, it makes you a bit predictable.
Yeah. And
now you know UTSA's got to throw the football and allow USF to start coming after you with their defensive front.
A front that Jeff Traylor was candid about being one of the best, not only in the league, but one of the tops in the country. They've got a lot of big fellas up there. Thought it was a little bit of a mismatch on that side of the ball because of the size, and Thomas there picks up 7. It's going to bring up 3rd and 12. So officially 3rd and 13.
Be interesting to see what South Florida chooses to do here. Last time on 3rd down, they decided to come after him with an edge blitz on both sides, and they ended up running counter on it. They might play coverage here.
They're not. Oh. Linebackers are coming. And they get him. And a flag.
They're going to get a hold on Will Henderson here. The running back, number 23.
Holding, number 23, offense. Penalties decline, 4th down.
Yeah, there were about 14 bodies he had to account for, and there was nothing he could do.
Every gap was plugged with pressure, and South Florida have no mercy. They're going to test McCown. They're going to test this offensive front, and that time they tested the running back and won the one-on-one battle.
South Florida now has 1 sack in every game this season. Rec Chambers to punt. The talented true freshman Christian Neptune, check that, Kaylee Hogan to punt. There's another flag on the play. And I'm not so sure that didn't kick off a South Florida player's heel, but we'll have to see what the penalty is.
They were offsides, was South Florida here, as they were getting realigned up front in the tackle box.
I'll be interested to see how this ball landed too, because it looked like it could have popped off the back of a South Florida player's heel.
Well, it definitely hit somebody. It's just who, because it looked like the player was engaged with another player downfield.
The ruling on the field was the punt was touched by the receiving team first, then recovered by the kicking team. Offside, number 21, receiving team. The penalties decline. First down, UTSA.
All right, so we will still wait to see South Florida's offense.
Wow.
Yeah, because you can tell the way that it kicked off the heel, and then UTSA rather was right on it. The sideline went nuts. See, right there.
Yep.
Heady play by the Roadrunners. Jair Murphy got it off his heel. And UTSA, they're going to keep going on offense in the first.
ESPN Thursday Night College Football is presented by Liberty Mutual Insurance. Only pay for what you need. And in part by Popeyes. Love that chicken from Popeyes.
We are back. Beautiful city of Tampa. You know, I had mentioned things get weird on Thursdays. Right at the outset, you have a turnover here. You see it kick the heel, the left foot. And UTSA, right place, right time. As Chris Bryson, the second, recovers the fumble. Jair Murphy's the one that didn't get the Peter call. And now UTSA gets the ball back at the 26-yard line.
Pretty soon we're going to see South Florida on offense on the sideline over here start throwing routes versus air. They got to have something to do tonight.
They may want to run up the tunnel again.
I know it.
20 plays for UTSA, none for South Florida. End around to Will Henderson. Defense right there. Even the speedster is not able to get east and west on this fast defense. It was Harris and Selisgar. It's been all defense for South Florida. It's been all offense for UTSA. Because we're talking about not seeing the South Florida offense. Well, that means we haven't seen the Roadrunners defense yet either.
Going to have two rested units when they get on the field. It's a really nice play there by number 11, DJ Harris, setting the edge against that jet sweep.
Quick shot up the middle. Not much there. There was Henry. They were trying to catch the defense napping. Matt Harris on the tackle as we check in with Harry.
Matt, you talking about not seeing this USF offense yet. There's a lot of foot tapping going on down here. I've been watching Byron Brown. A lot of the heel tapping on the ground. You could tell they were really anxious to get out there on that last possession until that turnover happened. So it'll be interesting to see what happens when these two groups get out here on the football field.
Yeah, they're bored, Harry.
Yeah, they're antsy.
I mean, they ran out the tunnel a while ago, and they still haven't been on the field. Third down. Roll out, hand back. There goes Henry. And a good run from Henry on third down, and that's going to be enough for the first. Picking up 13, needed 11. Henry popped him for 13.
Really nice job on the sprint delayed draw right here from this offense. You look like you're moving the pocket with the quarterback and then come back down to Henry. He does such a good job getting his shoulders square, getting north and south, and then just enough wiggle at the end there for a fresh set of downs. I'll tell you, you can't fault the execution of UTSA's offense. I mean, this has been something that's been really strong. You just got to capitalize and not have the self-inflicted wounds.
They've made two detrimental plays, and that's why you see 14-0 on your scoreboard. So 1st and 10, McCown has to get away from it. That was a good throw by the quarterback. It was dropped by Thomas. Pressure was coming from Schuler. He read it, he saw it, he got it out, but he got a drop.
Yeah, and that's a catch that you have to make, because when you're going to have to account for an unblocked defender, in this case Schuler, number 7, coming right up the middle in your kitchen, you got to make that play for your quarterback.
That was a little bit behind him, sure,
but you got to make that play.
He had to get it off. He was going to get pummeled. I have a feeling that McCown's probably going to have a rough go at it getting hit tonight. And so his players are going to have to come up for him when he needs them.
Yeah, you're right. I didn't like the ball placement, but it was a catchable ball.
Pressure again. Play fake to Henry. Going to take a shot at the back shoulder. That's incomplete. Intended for McEwen. Rucker there covering him. And now 3rd and long.
McCown doesn't have enough power on this ball because his feet aren't set. He's kind of falling back a little bit, and you see that ball sail and die off to the right to the sideline. And again, another big 3rd down for this offense. Sounding like a broken record here tonight, Matt.
4 of 5 on the night. Hasn't been too big of a problem converting. Trips down to the bottom of your screen. Henry in the backfield. Pressure coming again off the edge. McCown's got time. To the end zone. Flag down again. Amador, the receiver. Rucker on the coverage. And they make it bailed out again. And an injured player down for South Florida. It's Ira Singleton, the linebacker.
There is no defensive holding on the play. 4th down.
Okay, flag picked up.
4th down, right?
The student section was letting Edwin Lee know what they thought about him. He gave them the good news to make him go the other way. You see them rubbing Ira's calf there as he came in. He provided the pressure. So it's going to be 4th and 10. So really interesting first quarter here at Raymond James, in that it's 2:12 left in the first, and we have yet to see South Florida with the ball.
Yet up 14.
26 plays already run by the Roadrunners as Singleton was able to get up, jog off. Still hot and humid down here in South Florida. Still cramp season here. Not jacket season yet like it's getting to in Big Ten country. Some action. We had some action last night on ESPN. Cold up there. So a field goal attempt by Petro. Only miss on the season in the opener, 43-yarder against Texas A&M. So UTSA try to get some points out of this all first quarter offense. Snap clean, kick up. UTSA on the board. They've had the ball pretty much the whole first quarter, and they've got 3 points to show for it. 14-3, late first in Tampa. We are back 14-3, South Florida. Time of possession 12 minutes, 53 seconds for UTSA. Time of possession for South Florida, 0. In fact, the last time the Bulls had a play on offense, it was daylight savings time. If you really think about it, it's true.
That's true.
And that's going to be a penalty on the kickoff for UTSA. And it's been so long since we did this, we got to reintroduce you to the quarterback, Byron Brown, who's had a remarkable season for South Florida.
Well, he is a handful, to say the least. 6'3", 235 pounds, and he is a freight train as a runner. But what makes him so good at the quarterback position is his resourcefulness in the passing game. We'll see him run, hurdle players, truck players, break tackles, but he can change arm angles. He can extend plays with his feet, throw well on the move, and the intermediate passing game is really starting to come along for this guy in 2025.
Kickoff 7:36. Probably didn't think 8:17 was the first time he'd see the ball. Nikai Davenport. And that was Davenport on first down and a gain of 7. They lost Norton, their starting running back, for the end of the year. So Nikai getting the start tonight. We'll see Sam Franklin, Alvon Isaac. That's Brown going to keep it. Brown's going to break a tackle. I mean, the guy's a thoroughbred. I mean, he's a Clydesdale with the football. That was 18 yards. Wywick tried to come up on him and got the business end, and here comes the tempo.
Yeah, 5'10", 185 pounds. You're not winning that battle one-on-one.
There goes Davenport. Gain of 19. Zach Morris. Preppy brings him down. Snap already. Brown. How he got out of that, I don't know, but he got something out of a sack. That was Kendrick Blackshire that tackled him after 3.
You can't get him down on the ground. He's so physically strong. When you're down on the field level and you see his lower body, I mean, he is just an absolute load to deal with when he's on the move, and so good at navigating the pocket.
Check that gain of 6. My fault on that one. 2nd and 4. First time to throw. And again, he kind of just leans his body forward and is able to pick up the yardage. That was Marcellus Wilkerson. He's going to bring up 3rd and less than a yard. They don't have to snap it if they don't want to. I mean, they spent the whole first quarter on the sidelines anyway. Get yourself another play. Get you one more snap at a first quarter box score. And they won't. That quarter wasn't for their offense anyway. So we saw a little bit of everything. A couple of defensive scores, really no offense for South Florida, yet they have the lead 14-3 after 1 at home.
Welcome back to Tampa, where USF leads UTSA 14-3. Coach, couple of defensive touchdowns there. How would you overall assess your team's play in that first quarter? What do you need to do in the rest of the half?
I would say as unusual as you can imagine. I mean, 2 defensive touchdowns, force a punt off of, man, as crazy as you can, and then hold them to a field goal. I would say as crazy of a quarter and elite defensively as you can get. We've got to be able to now go score offensively and reset right back on defense. But that was some pretty unique things going on there.
Thank you, Coach.
Thank you, guys.
That should be the official soundbite of Thursday night college football. 3rd and short. By the way, first time in 20 years that USF did not throw a pass in the first quarter. How about that? Take that, tush push. '65-yard touchdown drive, all on the ground. I'd say Alex Golish knows his team well when he said they're salty.
Yeah.
Well, they're pouring all of it on UTSA here in the first half. Nico Gramatica, 3rd extra point. You know, those up-the-middle quarterback runs, Lugs, not today.
Nope, and they're pinching, and they're ready to defend it right here. You got this defender there as the overhang. Now watch what happens, though. They instead come here, and they end up utilizing the pinch to the inside to stop either the tush push or the quarterback sneak, and then get to the perimeter with a 235-pound quarterback that, as we've seen just on that drive alone, and the only drive they've had on offense, that you just can't tackle him one-on-one.
Did we just see football change right before our eyes? Are we going to get rid of that stupid up-the-middle, push the quarterback in for a yard every play?
Well, everybody sees it coming, right? So what do you want to do? You almost treat it like field goal, right? You're coming inside. And
did we just innovate here on Thursday night?
we did, and Alex Golish did. Head coach at South Florida had a nice little plan there. Good setup and excellent execution.
Byram now continues his remarkable season. He's the only quarterback with at least 17 passing touchdowns and 9 rushing touchdowns in the country. They have the loss to Miami, and they blew it a couple weeks ago against Memphis. But if not for those, Lugs, I don't know that it's hyperbole to say that Brown wouldn't be in a conversation to go to New York with some of the stats he's putting up.
No question.
Here's our ABC Saturday College Football triple header. How about the Big 12 getting that noon spotlight? I can already hear the physical hits, tackles, and football being played between BYU and Texas.
Going to be some bent face masks in that one.
And then the nightcap, LSU, first game since firing Brian Kelly. They'll be on the road at Alabama. They've had a bye week to get rid of that taste of getting rid of a coach, and you know the pride of LSU is going to show up in Tuscaloosa. I can guarantee you that. Week 11 of the college football season, in a year that's given us so much to talk about. That's McEwen on first down. That's the defense right on it, led by Michael Williams II, and a loss of 1. It's interesting, you're in that spot in the schedule, Lugs. Here we are, first weekend in November, the month you remember in college football. Feels like we're zooming right through it, but there's still so much to play.
Well, and that's what makes the American Conference so fun, with 6 teams with 1 loss in conference. This thing's going to be chaotic.
Ira Singleton back on the field after leaving with an injury, and there's a wide open player. That's Amador. And a big play for UTSA and a gain of 31. And to your point, they've moved the ball all of the times they've had it. They just haven't been able to cash it in because of turnovers.
That's exactly right. And this time, Ben Knox, the defender, just falls down guarding Amador. Big pitch and catch there down to the opposite sideline and in plus territory once again.
Had to settle for a field goal last time out. Reverse. McCown. Gonna throw. And it looked as if the tight end stepped out of bounds. That's Overmeyer, who's in for a touchdown. Now this call is going to be interesting. Did he go out on his own or was he forced out? For now, it's a UTSA touchdown of 45 yards.
Yeah, they tried to set up essentially the reverse flea flicker with the post and the over route for the two outside receivers, and then the rail route of the tight end going down the sideline, covered one-on-one. We have to take a close look at what led to him exiting the sideline.
The ruling on the field is a catch for a touchdown. The previous play is under further review.
All right, I want to bring in our rules expert and analyst, Matt Austin. Matt, just first glance at that, it looked as if he was forced out by the defender.
Well, I haven't seen a great shot that shows that. The shot I saw was they were separated, and it looked like he did come from out of bounds. Now the official had his hat off, but they didn't rule anything on what he called. If he has him pushed out, then we've got nothing and it's a touchdown. If he went out on his own, we should have had a flag for illegal touching. So this is reviewable.
We've got to look up on the screen now, Matt, if you want to take a look here.
Yeah, there is contact there, so I would judge that as him being pushed out. They always get the benefit of the doubt. So I would say, yes, he was pushed out, came back in, did declare himself back in before he caught the ball. So I think this should be a touchdown.
So even, Matt, even though he went out of bounds behind the defender after the contact and not with the defender to the sideline, you think that's clear?
After further review, the ruling on the field is upheld. Touchdown.
There you go. They think it's clear. Yep.
Yeah, it looked like he knocked him off balance enough to take the step out of bounds. So, yes, I agree with that.
A little bit of the momentum pushed him out that way. So, hey, 21-10.
Hey, get it any way you can if you're UTSA. They're going to pull out all the stops tonight, especially with how this game has started. But again, we haven't seen much of South Florida except for what they've done on defense. But when UTSA has not had self-inflicted wounds, they have moved the ball methodically against South Florida's defense.
75 yards in 69 seconds. Tavin Ward is who pushed Overmeyer out. But again, Overmeyer established himself back in before he caught the ball. And it ended up working out to UTSA's favor. So the bizarre night continues. Great play by Overmeyer. UTSA answers back 21-10 in the second. 21-10, South Florida still on top, beginning of the second quarter. Tom Luganville, Matt Berry, Harry Lyles with you in the American for some more Thursday night fun. And while UTSA is down 21-10, they're staying in the fight. Owen McCown staying in the fight after a first play interception. I find it remarkable that South Florida has yet to throw a pass, and they're not Army or Navy. We mentioned the American. I'm telling you, pay attention to this league because it's probably going to have the Group of 5 playoff representative, and they've got 6 teams that are in play to play for the conference championship.
Tulane and Memphis on Friday night, tomorrow night, and we've seen East Carolina now 3 times, and when they play at their best, they can play with anybody in this league. This thing's going to be a lot of fun down the stretch in the month of November.
And they do all play each other, so
Yep.
Tulane, Memphis, that's going to take care of itself tomorrow night. We've got Memphis Navy on Thanksgiving night. We're thankful. First throw of the game, and Byron Brown throws a strike to the true freshman Christian Neptune. That's a gain of 16. Luke, you just brought up ECU a minute ago, flag down. That was Neptune again. Could you imagine ECU in South Florida playing with that tempo?
We'd be out here for 5 hours.
I'd be sweating watching.
Holding, number 11, offense. 10-yard penalty from the spot of the foul. Repeat first down.
That's on Keyshawn Singleton, one of their star receivers. It's going to negate the play, back him up. You see him here on the outside trying to spring the true freshman Neptune.
This is a heck of a block here, though. Take a look at this now. If he keeps his hands on the inside, they don't call this. But because his hands are on the outside of the shoulder pad, you're going to get called every time.
He's a big kid, too. 6'3", 215. Outside, Neptune again. Football's fun. They ran the entire first touchdown drive, and now they're just going to throw it.
Another one of those freshman receivers, Jeremiah Koger, as we mentioned, is one of our impact players, and now Christian Neptune really come to the forefront for this offense.
His upside is absolutely massive. We've seen his upside. There he goes. Byron Brown. Jimmy Wyrick chases him out after 36.
Double guard pull, and then it's just Byron Brown kind of navigating with some patience, doing what he does best, getting that big body rolling. Don't let him get ahead of steam on you.
Brown to throw. Eyes upfield. Touchdown Bulls. From a hold to a touchdown, Keyshawn Singleton.
Byron Brown wants to go left, but then sees a free rusher coming late right there and comes back to his right. UTSA just loses sight. You're playing man defense. You can't be underneath looking at the quarterback.
When Brown escapes the pocket, he is as dangerous as any quarterback in the country. He went for the big run, cut it back to the outside, and the star quarterback is having a night. A TD run, a TD pass, and a statement early at home, 28-10. We want to thank all of our service men and women as it's Salute to Service night here at Raymond James Stadium. You see the logos on the helmet for the Bulls. They've got the American flag adorned right in the middle. And U.S. Army veteran Dave Gotch, USF's assistant special teams coach, known to all as Army Dave, served in the Army for 9 years. He is back as the assistant special teams coach. Freshman wide receiver Christian Neptune and senior tight end Wyatt Sullivan each have parents who are active military members. Our thanks to all of our servicemen and women who have done so much for our country. It is an honor to salute them here tonight. And Luke, we've had a couple of salute to service games. We had one of these Carolina. They knock the logo,
the uniform is
out of the park.
Unbelievable. The decals on the helmet, we saw it from East Carolina earlier in the season. That was fantastic. We were at our sports center on campus earlier this afternoon and got to see this first look at this helmet for South Florida, man. Boy, what an appreciation we have for our men and women serving.
We have an appreciation for what we've seen tonight. We've got 40 plays in this game, Luke. 40 plays, 38 points. Flag down. McCown quickly outside. DJ Allen Jr. We're talking to Golis now on the sidelines about the call and what he wants to do. Edwin Lee's been busy in this first half.
Illegal shift, offense, 5-yard penalty, repeat, first down.
You ready for me to blow your mind with an idea?
Sure.
All right. All the officials have the ability to communicate each other with microphone and headset.
Okay.
And instead of having to run to each other after every penalty, even if it's something so small as a 5-yarder.
I mean, they just press a button?
They just press a button and talk to each other. Hey, that's going to be a legal shift. Boom, done. Save you 2 minutes. You add the 2 minutes up over a game, you get rid of the pace of play issues in college football. Henry in the backfield, pressure on for McCown. That's dumped off to Henry, and the Bulls right there, and McCown on the turf again. That was Jarvis Lee Jr. and Tobin Ward, no gain.
So you're going to get soda machines in the cafeteria, too? Because I'm all about your campaign right now.
Listen, I think I did run for school president at one point. I pledged to you a salad bar with extra croutons. 2nd and 15. Dropped, Amador. And in a game where it's clear you're going to have to keep the scoring pace,
yep,
can't drop it.
And your most reliable, sure-handed receiver is Amador, who caught a week ago 10 passes for 113 yards, is the one who has the drop.
You just wonder if UTSA is a bit spooked by how this thing started and how it continues to go. Because when you're down 28-10 and you know it's going to be a shootout and you know you have to execute, sometimes you press.
Absolutely.
3rd and 15, it's going to be offsides. USF was quick. Look at this, Rico Watson, the third.
Number 55.
No, they got it for false start.
5-yard penalty, 3rd down.
That was 55, Kamar, Missouri. I mean, Rico Watson was in the backfield the second it was snapped.
2 weeks ago against North Texas, it was the drops on offense and penalties here and there that plagued UTSA. Tonight, clearly penalties once again rearing their ugly head.
So 4 pre-snap penalties. 3rd and long, they're just going to hand it off to Henry to get out of some trouble and maybe flip the field with a punt. So a defensive stop. We have a punt in this game at the 11-minute mark in the 2nd quarter.
Well, it was bound to happen sooner or later.
We actually had one punt already that went off the player's heel and ended up being a turnover. So I guess that counts as Neptune back to receive. Hogan gonna punt. Neptune fair catch at his 35-yard line. That was a punt of 43 yards, and for 20 years, Allstate has celebrated every field goal and extra point made and participated in universities by donating to the university's athletic scholarship fund, supporting all student athletes. Thank you, Allstate. You see Byron Brown in his 2 drives, 4 for 4, 49 yards and a touchdown, and then 5 carries for 76 yards and a touchdown. I have a feeling this is going to be one of those statistical games for South Florida's star quarterback, as he's already off to a brilliant start after not touching the ball really for the first quarter, as Davenport and Neptune both in the backfield, and there goes Brown keeping it. You know, he's kind of one of those runners that kind of just finds his way, and then when he gets a crease, he's deceptively fast.
Well, he glides. He doesn't look like he's moving full speed, and then all of a sudden, you're right, he gets off to the second level, and that glide turns into a gallop, and he's off to the races.
It was a perfect description. It is kind of a glide, and that's just all speed. There goes Davenport. Can he score? Davenport. Yep. And it's getting late early here at Raymond James. "13 plays, 34 points. They didn't touch the ball but once in the first quarter. They've already outgained UTSA with 215 total yards.
Well, if you play wide receiver, watch this. Bam! On the crack block right there by Jaquan Smith. He's going to come inside and take out the safety. That seals the edge. And the run game for South Florida off to the races to the second level. That's why if you play wide receiver, it ain't all about running routes and catching balls. It's about making plays when the ball's not coming your way. The Bulls are rumbling.
Hey, there's the Taco Bell Live Más student section. Only one student section can claim the title of Live Más student section of the year. Who will take home the trophy this year? I believe Taco Bell should come to us for some scouting and some advice, because we see the students every week at Sports Center on campus.
Well, for 3 years, I admirably served, had the honor of serving on that committee.
Is there such a thing?
Yes.
Really?
Oh, yeah.
That exists?
Yes, remember?
We'll get back to that in a minute.
That's right.
Down to Harry.
Guys, aside from some jumping around here right before the kickoff, there has not been a whole lot of energy on this UTSA sideline, as you might imagine, but there also hasn't really been a whole lot of rah-rah. Owen McCown has told me he's more of a stoic, a calm leader, and you've seen him go around and give guys dap and things like that. But in terms of just the mood and the energy on this sideline over at UTSA, it's just very, very flat.
Harry, you're about to learn. Lugs and I were just talking about this. You're about to learn a lot about both these teams tonight. And I'll tell you why. One, UTSA in their fight down 35-10 to South Florida. How much do they want to execute and put a hurting on for 4 quarters? Because they feel like that Memphis game, they pinpointed that loss up 14 in the 4th quarter. The game that they controlled start to finish. Let's just call it what it is.
No doubt.
Memphis executed at the end, give them credit, came back and won. But they're pinpointing that one, and they're circling that.
Yeah, the last 6-7 minutes of that game, you gave up some big plays on defense. South Florida did, and then they couldn't stay ahead of the chains on offense, and it cost them.
The only other loss out of conference to Miami when the Hurricanes were rolling. McCown, good job finding an open receiver, and Thomas, that tight end. Really, really good job out of McCown on that one. And a gain of 25 brought down by Gaskin.
Really good job by McCown that time, just stepping up in the pocket but not allowing his eyes to come down. He kept moving forward to locate the tight end. Nice, accurate throw, good poise.
Just nothing open up down on the ground. This athletic front has showed itself tonight. Denard Flowers, Devin Lee, Celiscar, they've gone deep in the rotation. And a lot of the coaches in this league believe that front is what separates them.
No question, they are the most athletic, disruptive front. And it's not just the starters. They're going to roll through. Their 2 deep is really gifted. There's no drop-off with substitution.
McCown to throw. McCown brought down. That's DJ Harris. Back down to Harry.
Guys, you talk about that defensive line. Owen McCown told me this week that every week the team gets a sheet that has the good players highlighted on it. They're highlighted in yellow. Everybody on that defensive line, 1st and 2nd string, he told me were highlighted because of how good they are and their depth, their physicality.
Yeah, so Harry, we were down with Traylor in pregame. He's like, guys, come here, come here. A dot by player means he's good. And he had 7 dots.
Out of 9 guys.
Out of 9 guys on the defensive front.
On his board.
3rd and long. Sack. Number 3 on the night. That was Ira Singleton, who went out with a cramp earlier. That's the 4th South Florida sack of the night.
Ira Singleton, the sophomore, he is long, 6'5", 240 off the edge, and then he gets help on the inside from number 8, the defensive tackle, Trayvon Mitchell, who puts the offensive center on skates. This is where you take over the game. Look at the pressure this takes off the linebackers, the pressure it takes off your secondary and the back end in coverage when you affect the quarterback.
Neptune deep to receive the Hogan punt. And there were officials in the way. That could have been dangerous for Edwin Lee. By the way, I haven't forgotten about the Taco Bell committee question yet, Luke.
The offense brought in a late sub to not give the defense an opportunity to match up. It's delay game. Offense, 5-yard penalty, 4th down.
And so it's going to back them up 5 to 4th and 27. So you're telling me Taco Bell employs a committee of people to judge the Live Más student section of the year?
Yep. Right. And we've made votes every week.
Who's we? Who else is on this committee?
Oh, well, I don't know if they still have the same committee, but they did have it. And the reason why I got on it was because of feeding the burrito to the Arizona State student in the end zone several years ago.
All right, hang on. Hang on. Neptune screaming Peter. people listen. Ball spotted at the 22, a punt of 39. Kick off your Week 10 NFL Sunday, 10 a.m. Eastern with a countdown crew on ESPN and the all-new ESPN app. Early game breaking stories, injury updates, and more. Then on Monday Night Football, Jalen Hurts and the Eagles coming off a bye week. So Jordan Love and the Packers, they are or they aren't.
Yeah, right.
They're either or. Peyton and Eli are either or. They're on ESPN2. That's Monday at 8 p.m. Eastern on ESPN. USF is averaging 16.5 yards per play. And they're still on average, just about. There's the ball. UTSA said the ball came out.
It came loose.
The ruling on the field is a fumble recovered by the defense.
And it is. That's a turnover. Jamarius Lewis ruled on the field as a fumble. It was Alvon Isaac out of the backfield.
It's going to be interesting because
the field is a fumble recovered by the defense. That play is under further review.
Isaac rolls over the defender.
Let's bring in Matt Austin. Busy night early on for some reviews. Matt Austin, what did you see in that early replay?
Well, when he first started to go to the ground, his backside looked like it may have hit right here, but he may have been on the defender's arm. I do think his cheek hit right there. As he rolled over, the elbow hits. Does he still have the ball? The wrist doesn't count. Is he still up? That would be a fumble. So if his backside was not down early, this would be a fumble.
So now the question becomes, is there indisputable video evidence to overturn the call on the field? When you're looking to see, as you mentioned, is the cheek down? Is there any portion of that down after he rolls over?
Because you can't see it from that angle. And then as you heard Matt Austin say, wrist does not count, and the ball comes out prior to that right elbow touching the turf. There's the view right there. You can't tell.
Because he's on the arm of Jamarius Lewis.
Yeah, we had a view from the lower view. This might be it.
I don't know if that's indisputable, Matt. What do you think? That is close.
Yeah, it's extremely close. Now, the standard, as you said, indisputable or clear and obvious, what we say now, and to me, that's not exactly clear and obvious.
Right.
That right cheek right there, does it hit? We got to come up with a better word for it, by the way.
No, you don't like cheek? Hindquarters?
Glute.
Glute.
It's a tough one.
Well, what's interesting
but if it's, again, it should be clear and present.
Right.
And if it's not, it's uphill. It's kind of what bails them out of that. There isn't anything we see on there that's like, oh, look, he was down.
Mm-hmm. And that man right there is sure hoping his call is upheld.
I mean, this has been a tsunami of South Florida here in the first half. All right, they have done the review, call coming.
After further review, the runner was down before the ball came out. The first down at the 34-yard line.
Wow. Matt Austin, thoughts?
Well, it was extremely close. There was a view that looked like like I said, his cheek was on the ground. But again, is that clear and obvious? And that's the shot right there. You can see blue, it looks like. Maybe that's the grass. But the fact that we're saying maybe, I think I'm not sure it was that clear.
There's a play that's going to stand 11 yards for Isaac and a first down for South Florida. Isaac again trying to bounce off the outside. Good job by the Roadrunners, led by Blackshire. Loss of 4. Bring it up 2nd and 14.
And this slows down this South Florida offense. So much of their pace and their tempo is predicated by positive yardage plays.
Play fake. Time for Brown, scanning the field. He's gonna lob one over the top. Has a receiver. What a play. Isaac got out of the backfield. Brown had all kinds of time, and you saw that touchability for 29.
Fantastic job with the receiving target right there, and Isaac.
We're gonna need to get the chain gang some water tonight. I'm watching them try to keep up on the tempo.
Yeah.
I mean, they're hustling.
Well, you go to that previous play, and it's just a terrific job by Isaac because he's the short receiver. He sees the quarterback flush. That means he goes deep on the scramble drill. Perfectly executed.
And he's going deep on the throw here. Caught. Touchdown. Second one of the night for Singleton. And all they keep doing is scoring. My goodness. They have been sitting on some bye week frustration, and they are taking all of it out on UTSA. 41 points on 18 plays.
You're going to see him up here, and he's going to work and get vertical. This is the player that Byron Brown is king. If he stays flat-footed or does this, it's a one-on-one shot down the sideline with no safety help. So you have no danger in the middle of the field. The inside hook route holds that safety. You're one-on-one down the sideline. Let your guy make a play in Keyshawn Singleton.
Byron Brown, 6 of 6, 118 yards, 2 touchdowns, 82 yards on the ground and a touchdown.
Jakevian Rogers there at 6'1" on the 6'3", 215-pound Singleton. And I love how Byron Brown just gets it vertical, but gets it high to allow his guy to high point it and go make a play.
42 first half points.
Without playing offense in the entire first quarter.
I mean, it's too early to get into the, I mean, it really isn't to get into the rest of their schedule, but South Florida is making a statement on the national stage tonight. They have 5 touchdowns tonight of 40-plus yards. And now if you're UTSA and Owen McCown and Jeff Traylor, I mean, this night's about to get long.
And now we're going to see with South Florida defensively, if they start to crank it up, really turn up the heat here on Owen McCown.
Already 4 sacks on the night. Really able to do whatever they wanted. And they are just flying to the football. That's Henry trying to get something. That's a good individual effort. It's going to say only 3 on the play. But he almost lost 3 on the play. 2nd and 7.
Well, and Josh Selikar, 63, and the rest of that defensive front just flying to the football, as you said. Great effort play there from the Bulls.
False start, number 74, offense, 5-yard penalty, 2nd down.
Yet another self-inflicted wound for this offense, and most of it has come in the second quarter here as they keep backing up instead of going forward and putting themselves in a hole, which allows this front, Matt, to get cranked up and go, pin their ears back.
I mean, it is such a physical mismatch right now up front. And you know the South Florida players know that. And they are just teeing off.
Oh, there's chum in the water, there's no doubt.
Another example of it. That is Flowers for a loss. And a loss at 2.
Might have gotten away with a face mask there from Denard Flowers. Wasn't seen by the center judge or referee or the head linesman.
That's the 8th tackle for loss tonight. 3rd and long. McCown. Strong play over the middle. Can they get the first down? How's that for an effort at Amador? They needed 14, and they got 16.
He's the guy they go to when they've got to have it because he knows how to navigate zone coverage, locate the soft spots in zone, and make himself open.
Really good play by quarterback and receiver. Now McEwen and company going fast. Mac Harris trips him up. Gain of 8.
And this has to be the pace of play now for UTSA.
For the rest of the night.
Yep.
You're right. Flag on the play. That's McEwen again. They had talked about maybe slowing the pace down a little bit to try to keep the ball out of USF's hands, but now you're down 42-10. USF gets the ball to start the 3rd quarter. Now you have to go.
Substitution defense. More than 11 players on the field of the snap. 5-yard penalty, first down.
Yeah, you're in 2-minute offense there as South Florida had 12 guys on the field. You saw that late defender try to leave.
UTSA has elected to have the clock start on the snap.
But you got to get up to the ball. It doesn't mean you can't run the football, but your sense of urgency and your pace is going to have to be consistent the rest of the night.
In the first half, where we've seen 500 yards of offense and 125 yards of defensive returns. Tight ends continue to be active. That's Thomas over the middle. Now, what do you think USF does? Do you think they slow down their tempo on offense? With this kind of, I mean, it's almost like we're going to reverse.
Correct, but when they come out of the 3rd quarter on offense, if they were to score a touchdown, then that's where I think you start to see South Florida slow it down. But a lot of football to be played.
Good job by McCown, evaded the pressure. That's just a drop. That's Jamel Hardy Jr., the quarterback, did all the work there, threw it right in 13's hands, and he couldn't hold on to it.
What's that look exactly like? The North Texas game 2 weeks ago on the road. Owen McCown throwing darts, throwing guys open, and just drop after drop after dropping on critical downs. And they didn't have it last week in their win versus Tulane. It seems to be coming back now, inching up on them.
And McCown, I mean, he's been banged up all year, fighting through injuries, playing courageously tonight when he knows they're going to be bearing down on him. Got to make the play for your quarterback as Henry takes it off the right side, finds a crease. Henry finally had a little bit of room. Houston Thomas sprung him.
You know, this is when, you know, we get into the month of November and we're talking about Owen McCown being banged up. We know that Robert Henry Jr. is banged up.
Yep.
And this is where your depth gets depleted and who can hang on down the stretch.
At this time of year, everyone's got, no one's
question.
healthy.
Right.
As healthy as you can be for week 11. We're going to let this go to the 2-minute timeout. 6 timeouts remain in total. Each team has 3. So the 2-minute timeout in Tampa. The Bulls are making a statement. That's painful for UTSA, down 42-10. I'm Matt Berry. Coming up at the half, the Blue Bloods against the Red Raiders, and stats that matter and stats that don't. That coming up on the halftime report with Matt Berry, Joey Galloway, EJ Manuel. That's actually not true. That's Saturday. Kevin Connors, EJ, and Acho coming up
you're
in this
here.
half. Yeah,
with me.
my jobs got crossed for a minute. Third and 4. Blitz down. Jarvis Lee Jr. He was untouched.
South Florida. Their first of the half. 30
Lost
seconds.
the 5th sack of the night.
He's going to sneak up late. We're going to be inside that gap right there, and he's going to be responsible for the running back right here. This is really well done, and it's timed up to the snap perfectly. Because the back is leaking out, he's not checking and responsible for that off the edge. So that quarterback now is responsible for that free rusher.
How about Lee in the first half? 6 tackles, 3 TFLs. The first half defense, you see it down there in the lower right.
They're all over it. And listen, Jeff Traylor, the head coach of UTSA, he anticipated this. He felt like they were going to come after him. Last week, the pocket was too clean. Tulane wasn't able to affect the quarterback. South Florida says, well, we're going to find out if we can, because it won't be for lack of attempts.
First time in 9 years that South Florida, by the way, in this remarkable first half, has scored a touchdown on their first 4 drives. They're going to get the ball back again with 2 timeouts, and then they get the ball to start the 3rd quarter. Oh, that's just a bad hop. They had that thing corralled at the goal line perfectly. And then the football had some flubber in it, and it went over their heads. So 42-10, South Florida, and it got started early. This was the first play of the game.
Yeah, not good. If you're UTSA on the road backed up, and now the momentum, the crowd gets into it, and this, after a 14-play drive, turns into a 4-sack strip, scoop and score, and then the offense finally, as the 2nd quarter began, for South Florida got on the field, and it's been bombs away, and they have been pouring it on offensively. Look at the explosive plays there on the right side of your screen.
And in fact, they're the first team since 2013 Baylor to have multiple offensive and multiple defensive touchdowns of 40-plus yards. It is just absolute clinic right now, and they're not going to stop. Case in point. Penalty, Singleton. Not going to matter.
Wow.
Zach Morris tackled him.
Pass interference. Defense. The penalties decline. Result of the play. First down.
And as far as he's concerned, that's AC Slater.
Yep. Wasn't saved by the bell. And look how fast South Florida is up to the line. Doesn't matter that it's 42-10. This is who they are. You get an explosive, you are flying to the football to snap that next play.
Still the 2 timeouts. Brown 7 of 7, 160 yards. That's Davenport. Again, the running backs tonight, Isaac. Haven't seen Sam Franklin yet. That's a gain of 11 and another first down. Again, clock stops to set after the 2-minute timeout. Still 2 timeouts to play with. Now 9 of 9 on the night. Can he keep his feet? Moody Rubin brought down by Tyan Milton.
No, it's interesting. You always hear about identity, right? What's
Yep.
your identity, and you know how do we establish our identity? This is an offensive football team that knows exactly who they are.
And thanks in large part to this guy. Going to be short of the first down. Again, still 2 timeouts left. Clock continues to run. And now they're going to have to use one of those timeouts on 3rd and short. Or maybe they won't. So clock at 20 seconds. They trot out Nico Gramatica, but Byram wants to go. Yeah, they're going to let the clock wind down. You see Nico jumping up and down on the sideline, trying to stay loose.
And Byron Brown wants one other shot at the end zone.
But he'll get one in the second half.
Get your kicking game some work right here.
This is so he can say all 3 phases, right?
All 3
special
phases.
Teams, defense, and all. That's exactly he can say it.
Yeah, well, and listen, you get your special teams some work right here, but you also make this call knowing you're getting the ball coming out of the locker room.
So Martin Gramatica, son of, kicked in this building. The Bill Gramatica and the kicking Gramaticas. They're basically the Walendas of kickers.
I was just going to say it.
Yeah. The high-flying Walendas and the kicking Gramaticas. Both uncles kicked here at South Florida. Bill owns the school record, by the way, for longest field goal in program history at 63. It was back in 2000. This one from 40 yards. Automatica. So now he can go to the locker room and say, guys, we executed in all 3 phases. We had some defensive touchdowns. We had offensive touchdowns, and we had a field goal to end the half. 45-10. It is all South Florida tonight here in Tampa. Kevin Connors in studio with EJ Manuel and Sam Acho. It is 45-10 at the half here in Tampa. Fellas. Welcome back to ESPN College Football Prime Time, presented by Liberty Mutual, as you were watching the American Conference on ESPN. We're in Tampa for a little Thursday night college football, and we are seeing South Florida put on a show. 45-10 at the half as we begin the third quarter. Tom Luganmill and Matt Berry with you. Not many more things you could say about how dominant South Florida was in that first half.
It's unbelievable. They know they're right in the thick of the American Conference championship race with a college football playoff berth on the line, and they're laying it all out on the line here tonight.
And they are. We said 6 teams atop the American. They're one of them, and boy, do they look like one of the best teams in this league as we take a look at our game flow brought to you by Progressive. Started early, started often, and there was a lot of points.
Look at the defense coming in right here, creating this strip sack fumble, and it returned for a touchdown. That was off of a 14-play UTSA drive. And here they utilize what looks like it's going to be the tush push and then go ahead and get to the perimeter with Byron Brown. 2 lead blockers out in front of him. And then nice job just reading that hash safety. He comes up and bites on the option route, so he's got one-on-one down the sideline. Throws a beautiful strike. It's been every which way you can possibly dial it up tonight for the Bulls, and everything's clicking.
Offense, defense, special teams. It's going to be South Florida with the ball to start the third quarter as we check in with Harry.
Matt, I caught up with Alex Golish coming out of the tunnel. He greeted every single player with a handshake, was yelling at him, finish, finish, finish. I asked him what he told them in the locker room. He said, how we're playing is contagious. Go out and finish this football game. He kept repeating, detailed, violent intent. Detailed, violent intent. So it does not look like, at least early here in this third quarter, they plan on letting up off the gas anytime soon, guys.
We had discussed up here, Harry, good stuff, thank you. We discussed up here how long we might see Byron Brown and some of the starters up 45-10. They're definitely going to start here in the third quarter. They're going to do an end around to start to Neptune. The true freshman trying to make a couple men miss, and a big pop there out of Jimmy Wyrick. I mean, it doesn't look like a team that's content.
No.
A little end around to start the third quarter, gain of 6.
And look at them right up onto the ball. And they got the ball off in 10 seconds.
Brown. What a shot over the middle of the field. What a big game, too, for Keyshawn Singleton.
Just nice job of just buying some time, drifting to your left, keeping your eyes downfield. Such poise from Byron Brown there on that throw.
He's 10 of 10 for 198 yards, is yet to throw an incompletion. Gonna take it right up the middle. What a night. He is 1 yard away from 300 yards of total offense, has 100 on the ground, 8 carries, 100 yards, averaging 12.5 a carry.
They've had 5 touchdowns of over 40 yards or more.
It's my weekly shout out to statistician of the Stars, Ed Sfida. And he came back during halftime, and he was giving us all these statistical superlatives about how abnormal what we're seeing is tonight with time of possession and the amount of points. And right now they have exactly 199 rushing yards and 199 passing yards. In Davenport. And here's why we were saying what we were saying, just to kind of finish the conversation. I don't want to be a Debbie Downer. I'm kind of a truther here. I think that South Florida's got to feel pretty confident about their stake in this game up 45-10 with the schedule that they have left with Navy, UAB, and Rice. It looks as if they could finish this one off, but to that end, you've got a lot of star players out there. One of them, number 17. How long do you keep it in a game that appears to be in hand in the third quarter?
Well, it's Chidero Tutu down for UTSA, Matt. They're number 13, their defensive tackle. I think, listen, it's not so much do you leave him in the game and how long you leave him in the game, it's how much do you utilize him.
Right.
Or do you want to utilize him as a runner? Are you going to get the run game going by be handing it off? Are you going to move the pocket, let him throw the football or throw it out of bounds and run and slide? But there comes a point here where you realize, listen, we're the most talented team in the American, and we cannot get to the championship game or potentially have a college football playoff berth without Byron Brown on the field. So you got to make that decision here, probably coming up if they get points after this drive.
All right, so they're taking a look at Otutu. While they do that, we'll step aside. First possession, third quarter, USF.
Introducing Verts. Swipe for news and highlights. Now available on the ESPN app.
We're back. Otutu taken off the field. 3rd and 3 here, start of the 3rd quarter. USF averaging just under 52 points in their last 5 outings. They're at 45 right now. Averaging 14.3 yards per play. 3rd and short. Brown can't tackle him. Shakes a defender and gets the first down. He's 6'3", 232. He is just so hard to corral.
Well, we've talked about it all night long, and he's got great contact balance. He was very nimble-footed there through a tight crease as he was trying to get to the edge. But you just, and every coach in the league, you heard it from Jeff Traylor, you can't tackle him.
Shot outside. That's Neptune. They're going to mark him just shy of the first down. Worth noting they can get a first down and they make it goal to go. So 2nd and really, really short. Davenport, he didn't care about the first down. He wants that touchdown. So first possession, 3rd quarter. 8 plays, or 7 plays rather. I'm sorry, Davenport, 7 rushes, 94 yards and 2 touchdowns. Is an 8-play, 75-yard drive. (52-10) to start the 3rd quarter.
Really good job at the point of attack here. Watch the tight end come up, set up right there in the hole. And then Christian Neptune, the freshman receiver, he's going to go out here, and he's going to block on the perimeter for that coming right around. Just a really good job of one-on-one execution with the blocks up front. Davenport bounces the ball, breaks a couple of tackles. And that's just South Florida. You think they're all speed and tempo, and we're going to spread you out. But at their core, they want to run the football between the tackles.
They run the ball really, really well tonight. 217 total yards on the ground. Byron Brown, 109 of them. Davenport, 94. This is a big foam finger to the committee.
Yes, it is. And it's not an index finger.
And they should be paying attention pretty quickly to this team out of Tampa.
Well, don't think Alex Golesh doesn't know it. I mean, he's sending a message, and he knows each and every week is so critical for this conference and for his particular football team.
And I would say, though, at 52-10, you got your style points. And now you start playing for the rest of the year. As we take a look at this week's college football playoff rankings brought to you by Allstate. Unique in that, based on metrics, the committee really could have ranked Ohio State, Indiana, Texas, any of them number 1, 2, and 3.
Sure.
All interchangeable. But then you've got Alabama, that opening loss to Florida State. They're 4. Georgia comes in at 5, Ole Miss 6. BYU, Texas Tech play each other this weekend. Oregon at 9. And then there you've got 2-loss Notre Dame. You've been saying it for a long time now. 10-2 Notre Dame is in.
Yeah. You know, I really had no beef with the rankings this week. I thought they did a really nice job for the opening iteration.
So a new quarterback to start, Tennyson. It's going to be the quarterback for UTSA, Brendan Tennyson for San Antonio. Got a Gilmer, Texas redshirt sophomore. Decorated high school career out there.
In Gilmer High School, it's where his head coach used to coach high school football, highly successful. One of the more well-liked guys in the profession. Jeff Traylor's done an unbelievable job with this UTSA program.
So back to those rankings, there was a couple of noticeable things as that pass almost looked like it got picked off by Seliskar.
You know, Matt, there was only one thing with those rankings I was a little bit surprised with. I was where Texas and Notre Dame was. You know, Texas, you know, the Ohio State game to start the season, but then they've got 2 top 10 wins in Vanderbilt and Oklahoma. And I kind of thought they might flip Texas and Notre Dame, but it's all going to work itself out in the wash here in the next 4 weeks.
Yeah, you know, all of the preseason accolades for Texas that didn't really pan out at the start of the season.
They're playing good now, though.
They're playing good football now.
Yep.
Arch appears to be comfortable now. And if you look at Arch's stats, if we didn't, not we, because I don't think we did up here in the booth, if people didn't anoint him a #1 overall pick, a Heisman Trophy winner, Texas #1 team in the country, you would look at Arch's stats and be like, he's having a damn good year.
Yeah,
because he's having a solid season.
If his name's Arch Smith, it never leads up to that prior to the season. And so, but that goes with the territory. He knows it. His family knows it. I think he's been playing great football the last 2 weeks. Really impressed there with Texas. The thing that's going to be fun to watch with the college football playoff rankings is 9 through 12.
Yep.
That's where you got to pay attention.
Well, because you didn't see an ACC team in there.
Right. But
So
there's 5 of them ranked.
There's 5 of them ranked starting when you look at Virginia, Louisville. There's that cluster. Miami was in there at 18.
Georgia Tech.
And when you look at a lot of the matchups, some of them are going to take care of themselves,
Yes.
which is going to be really, really interesting as we have a college football discussion coming up, I don't know, for the next 2 hours. 52-10 South Florida.
Touchdown Cougars! And here they come!
They are dominating college football.
They just keep on rolling.
As we take another look at this week's college football playoff rankings brought to you by Allstate. It's a pretty looking graphic, a lot of color. We just broke down the top 12, and the Red River rivalry wraps up 11 and 12 in those rankings. Again, a lot of these are going to take care of themselves as we go down the stretch. I believe this could be a year where you see a 9-3 team get in. As Byron Brown back on the field, the only FBS or NFL player in the last 30 seasons to have 200 passing yards, 80-plus rushing yards, and 1 rushing TD in 5 straight games.
That's unbelievable. 30 years.
30 years, NFL or FBS.
Have a day.
And again, it just... It's a shame, as Isaac is going to try to pop that out to the left side. It's a shame that a lot of times Heisman Trophy finalists, aside from maybe the year RG3 won it with Baylor,
They were 9-3.
it's always a undefeated team,
Right.
or a team like it. The criteria of the award is the most outstanding player in college football, right? And you'd be hard pressed to not put him in a group with some of the ones that we'll see in New York at the end of the season. You know, it's been flip-flopping with the quarterbacks up top of the board. Mendoza's been up there. Ty Simpson's been up there.
Haynes King.
Haynes King's in the conversation. I know Jeremiah Love from Notre Dame. Cam Upshaw there on Eccles. That's going to be the first incompletion and his first stop for the UTSA defense.
Well, you asked me on the previous drive, you know, how long do you leave him in there? What do you do with him? And I said, well, it depends on how you use him. Well, on that drive, they handed the ball off twice, dropped back to throw a quick pass, didn't work out, but didn't really put him in danger. So it'll be interesting to see how long Alex Golesh leaves his quarterback, Byron Brown, in the game.
Now to our top story. USF does have a punter on their roster, Luke Goder.
This just in.
And Amador deep to receive it. Ran up on it. A punt of 34. And our triple header, ABC Saturday, BYU at Texas Tech. Tough place to play out there in Lubbock and West Texas. That'll be 11 a.m. or local time. Texas A&M and Missouri, down to their third-string quarterback is Missouri. And LSU, life without Brian Kelly, begins at Alabama coming out of the bye week. You can bet the Tigers are going to be ready. Sometimes when you have so much turmoil within your program, it's almost a sense of relief for the players when that is gone, as they'll begin their coaching search in earnest, along with all the other jobs that are open around the country. Pass over the middle from Tennyson.
Now, this is that opportunity. If you're South Florida, this is when you want to see your situational depth, your rotation, because you're going to need some of these guys to play meaningful snaps. And that's the biggest difference between the Power Four and the Group of Five is your depth. Sometimes there's a bigger drop-off when you substitute.
Pre-snap penalty will be a false start on UTSA.
False start. Right guard. Offense. 5-yard penalty. Take it down.
As we continue our talk, just basically where we are in college football now, heading into week 11. You look at the Big Ten, and I think that's been one of the knocks on the Big Ten for a while now. They're very top-heavy. And they're top-heavy in that Ohio State and Indiana.
Yep.
Those are two national championship caliber football teams.
I wouldn't be surprised, Matt, if those top four teams right now play in their conference championship game. As we see UTSA try to dump one off here and get the line to gain, they're going to be short.
It was Henderson on the catch.
I wouldn't be surprised if those two games, it doesn't matter who the loser is, if the top four seeds are the same four teams.
Well, then you get into the conversation, too, of conference championship games. I'll say it right now. I would rather be a team like Ole Miss that's going to get in at 11-1 and not play in the conference championship game. I'd rather not play championship weekend knowing I'm already in the playoff.
Knowing you're already in the playoff, no doubt. I'm just saying of the ones that are in it, they might be head and shoulders above. And it wouldn't change the top four post-conference championship game weekend.
Nope. And that's going to be a first down UTSA. And then you look at how you rate these teams, and that, again, the Big Ten. I mean, Ohio State, to this point, they've played Texas. They haven't really played anybody, but they're convincingly beating people, and they're the defending national champions, and they have Jeremiah Smith, who I think is the best player in college football.
And Julian Sands playing lights out.
Phenomenal. Indiana, they've played Oregon, but outside of that, I think it's the biggest problem with the Big Ten. Once you get through the top four, maybe five teams max, you can feast on a couple of other your opponents, whereas in the SEC, your two bottom teams are Kentucky and Mississippi State. Both of them took Texas to overtime.
Yep.
So you're not really getting any easy outs as you look at the top Heisman candidates. You may as well just name it the Heisman Trophy Quarterback Award.
I would have put Haynes King in that group as well.
That was a good catch there. Contested catch at that from Jamel Hardy. Flag down.
Personal foul. Hands in the face, number 28, defense. 15-yard penalty for an end of the run. First down.
That was Ryan Jenkins, hands to the face. Clean game for South Florida to this point. They had a couple of PIs in the first half, but they didn't really get penalized by touchdowns by it.
Right.
But you don't want to get sloppy here midway through the third quarter. Now 5 penalties for 56 yards. And then there's the interesting case of the ACC. Hand up on the end around. Quick play there. Good job by the defense getting Mekhi Anderson.
Handicap in the ACC is going to be a difficult task. And when you consider that Virginia, Georgia Tech, and Miami don't play each other, but Miami plays Pitt, Georgia Tech plays Pitt, Pitt's winner of 5 in a row, Duke still plays Virginia. There's going to be some great matchups. Louisville, they're in the mix.
By the way, Heinzel's my favorite player in college football. He's incredible.
He reminds me of Baker Mayfield when he was a freshman at Texas Tech.
That's exactly right, because he doesn't care. He just plays.
It's sandlot football.
It's amazing. He probably drives Narduzzi nuts as another tackle for loss for South Florida. But Mason, he's come in.
Yeah.
He's come in and just hell with it.
Grip it and rip it.
Slinging it.
Yep.
And look at the energy he's given them since he took over starter.
They are hot on offense.
I mean, they're a fun team to watch.
They really are.
Pitt, all due respect, for a while was kind of boring. They bring this true freshman in, and they've got a personality now on offense.
And he don't know, he don't know.
Exactly right.
Yep.
That's what makes him fun.
Yep. Oh, look at 4 quads to the top here. 4 receivers at the top of your screen.
10th TFL on the night for this defense. They are just feasting, and that's going to be close to number 11. It was Rodney Hill bringing down Hardy. It is going to be number 11, a loss of 1. UTSA is going to trot out the field goal unit.
Little bend but don't break from the South Florida reserves on defense. And get a lot of snaps in the second half this weekend. It's going to fare well for them down the stretch.
So Michael Petro on for the field goal attempt. 39-yarder. Already hit from 32 tonight. Petro good. So 52-13. UTSA able to come down and get a couple of points, stay in the fight. All South Florida here in the third.
Well, let's take a look at tonight's player spotlight brought to you by Lexus. And that's Byron Brown, the South Florida quarterback, has been electrifying tonight on the ground, through the air. Explosive plays aplenty. In fact, 5 that have resulted in touchdowns for this offense. And it's not just been Byron Brown. They have complemented the defense, which took over this game in the first quarter with 2 turnovers resulting in touchdowns. But 17 is the engine that makes this thing go.
For 317 total yards and 3 touchdowns, just 1 incomplete pass, 5th straight game of 300 total yards and 3 total touchdowns as you look at Byron Brown's numbers.
Yikes.
And they're going to be trotting him back out there. I would love to have this discussion about whether or not Byron should still be in.
If all he's going to do is hand the ball off, then, listen, you're probably protected. But Alex Scholes, obviously, you just want to be careful here how you utilize him if you're keeping him in the game.
You're just going to do that and get yak from Rubin. Gain of 13.
Official timeout from injury to a defensive player.
All right, so Cam Upshaw down for UTSA. He popped up right away. He's heading down off the field. This is one of those games where one team wants to keep playing because they're getting stats, and the other team just wants to
go home.
That's it.
Yep. Get on the plane and head to San Antonio.
American Commissioner Tim Pernetti going to join us coming up in the 4th quarter. When you look at the stats, 52-13, 444 yards total offense. They've had the ball for under 12 minutes.
It's unbelievable. They had it for under 7 minutes at halftime.
And there's Sam Franklin, his first carry of the night. I don't want to get into my Arizona State math here, but points to minutes ratio.
Do it. Try it.
No. That's why I got Svita. He'll punch it up on his phone. Sidelines caught. First time we've called Jeremiah Coger's name. One of those true freshmen, you know?
He'd caught 17 passes since their Charlotte game. It really come on because Chaz Nimrod had been injured. He'd their top target. And then tonight's virtually been silent coming into this football game.
I've got your number. 4.3 points per minute of time of possession. It's a handoff to Franklin to the right side.
Now you're starting to see this South Florida offense slow it down. They're averaging, probably snapping the ball 10 to 13 seconds.
All right, this is my public service announcement to the rest of college football. This trend started a few weeks ago. It needs to stop. We need to stop the shirtless Brad and Chad trend where they go find an empty part of the stadium, they all take their shirts off, and they start waving them.
Brad and Chad.
Again, this started a few weeks ago, and now everyone's doing it. And then we get this every single week. I don't want that anymore. I just don't.
3 minutes, 35 seconds. You set the play clock.
So your team should be down bad for you to have to participate in that, because that is how this trend started as well, guys.
Right.
Yeah, didn't it? Okay, was it Oklahoma State that started it?
It was.
All right, so we have them to blame.
Yeah, blowout for the home team.
And you know what it is? They know we're going to put them on camera. Because if you don't put them on camera, then who are they doing it for?
Yeah, what are they doing it for?
And it keeps growing, too. That section keeps now.
Yep.
I mean, in the same breath, it's one of the things we love about college football. They're not doing that in an NFL game.
You just had a great get off my lawn moment.
That felt good.
Yeah, didn't it?
And the thing is our college football final producer, Seth Brody. So we do That's a Dollar every week on college football final.
Yeah.
I was like, man, at some week, We need to put this stuff on, and we need to do a PSA to stop doing it. Look at see now you're infecting the youth. You're infecting the youth of America. Now we got 8-year-olds taking their shirts off.
Next thing you know, Harry's going to be up there.
Oh, see.
He's already thinking it. I just said it.
Yeah, don't tell me with a good time.
Grammatica's on. Grammatica on for a 51-yard attempt. Automatica. (55-13) South Florida. It's his second made field goal for 50-plus yards of the night. How much did he have this by? Oh, plenty.
Oh, plenty.
That was going over 55. I want him to break the family record. He does celebrate like a Grammatica.
Well, you got to be careful doing that.
But he keeps his feet on the ground. First things first, if you're a Grammatica, keep your feet on the ground. Tom Luganville, Matt Berry, Industry Night here on Thursday night. And I can't effectively talk to you right now because right in my line of vision
are the shirtless guys?
Are the shirtless dudes. And if I'm at Oklahoma State, they've been playing awful football all year, and this is what they give us.
Hey, listen, they got to have something to do in the stadium. They're bored watching their team absolutely dominate right now. As South Florida has just laid it on tonight. And they've done it.
I mean, look at this guy. Does anyone want to see that dude in his hair sweater without his shirt?
Mom and dad? Not even them?
Mom and dad aren't even claiming him. And by the way, I think it was a grown adult. This needs to go to a running clock or else we're not going to have jobs come Saturday.
You think you got a helmet sticker tonight?
It's potential. Look at this guy.
There's potential.
70 degrees. Perfect out. They were doing it during Maction last night, and it was 25 degrees. That guy, I mean, my goodness. You know, next time they show that shot, you're going to the telestrator. Blitz coming. Incomplete. Seriously, break one of these guys down. Get your little stylus out. And Byram.
We could break him down. That we would describe as happy.
See now they have it on. Now they have it on the jumbotron here in the stadium.
Yep.
This is what they want. They're like gremlins. They mutate. They mutate at night.
Timeout.
It's like the
UTSA.
Walking Dead.
30 seconds.
The first time out of the second half. 55-13 here in the third quarter. So I'm looking down on the sideline now, and I believe that's Lachlan Hewitt warming up for South Florida with Gaston Moore, the backup that came in from Tennessee, familiar with Alex Golish's offense. All smiles for Byron Brown. It looks as if his night's done.
Yeah, and it should be.
Let's check in with Harry.
Yeah, man, I mean, you talk about Byron Brown's smile. I mean, he's got plenty of reason to smile just because of this South Florida performance tonight. But also, he has the best dental routine in all of college football. It's actually 7 steps. 3 in the morning here, you see we've got 2 different toothbrushes, 2 different toothpaste, and a mouthwash, of course. And, you know, on a day like today, you do your morning, routine here. You come here, you have a handful of touchdowns, so many yards, and then you get your 4 more steps there in the evening. Of course, you got to start that off with flossing, guys. We all floss, right?
We do.
Good.
Wants to be an orthodontist, as Harry was talking about.
He does.
Well, look, he kept his teeth and uniform clean tonight because they weren't able to catch him as Elliott Bro.
That's one heck of a oral hygiene regiment. How do you... Obviously, it's tough to go to class when you're doing that.
It's disciplined. Wait, no, what are the band kids doing? Now the band kids are responded. They have taken... Good scramble here out of Tennyson. The band has now responded and taken off their band jerseys, and now they're whipping those around. Look at this. We have lost control at Raymond James. It is the band versus the bros.
Yep. It's like a plague. It's infiltrated Raymond James Stadium here.
Like the Last of Us. Neptune's deep to receive. They're just practicing for spring break. It's a good bounce on the punt. Neptune's going to keep everybody away. He's the only one there. Hey, by the way, it's not only college football season. Tomorrow night, an early season men's college basketball matchup between a couple of blue bloods, Kansas and North Carolina, 7 p.m. Eastern on ESPN and the all-new ESPN app. It's crazy, right? Like all the sports. We had the sports equinox last week when every pro sports played on the same night. That was fun. College basketball in full swing. College football entering its final month of the season. And the book on Byron Brown has been written tonight. It'll be Gaston Moore in for South Florida. 14 of 15, 239 yards, 2 touchdowns. 9 on the ground, 9 carries, 109 yards in the touchdown. And Sam Franklin, the running back, they're gonna, oh, what a shot. That was Jakevian Rogers, and a loss of 3, a big pop out of him.
Held on to the football, though. Joshua Porter.
They're going to still sling it. He's got a receiver down there. No flag on the play. That was Jaquan Smith.
Jaquan Smith was rolling. If Gaston Moore could have gotten this ball out there earlier, this is a rainbow touchdown.
Yeah, had his guy beat pretty handily. A UTS player down. That's KK Meyer. Just hasn't been the night for the Roadrunners. Down 55-13. You don't want to add insult to injury with the player going down. You still have your season left to play. Leaving for them, they've got Charlotte, East Carolina, and Army. Looks as if they'll fall to 4-5 on this season. So the best they'll be able to do is 7-5. Charlotte struggling this season. East Carolina, they're in the thick of that American race. We've talked about them a couple of times now. They're as good as anybody in this league.
Yeah, they're a tempo, pace of play offense, very similar to this one here at South Florida. They just haven't been as consistent. Obviously, not anybody has a Byron Brown, just the Bulls here tonight.
The 10th time in program history for USF. They've had 50-plus points against a conference opponent. 6 of those 10 are under Golish. You can see why. And he's been good about it. We talked with him during the week, during the meetings, talked to him on SportsCenter today. He's really good about the conversations, about names coming up for open jobs. He does a good job of just shutting it down.
Well, he does a great job of shutting it down, but he also does a good job of pointing to all of the exciting things that are happening here. On-campus stadium that's going to be completed here shortly. You got more NIL compensation coming in.
And when they say on-campus stadium, we were over there today for the show. I mean, it is on campus. Yeah. Some $380 million investment into a operations center and a stadium. So South Florida, when they get on campus with the talent that's around here, another good play by UTSA, that was Josh Porter. With the talent that they have around here, this place, it's going to be a program to be reckoned with because they've got everything. They got a talent bed, they've got the support, and then they're going to have the on-campus stadium.
Yep, and it's a great transfer portal bounce back location for guys that may choose to go somewhere else, to another Power 4 school.
So we are headed to the 4th quarter. American Conference Commissioner Tim Pernetti get to join us. It is all South Florida in this one. Start of the fourth quarter here in Tampa as you're watching the American Conference on ESPN, and it's been South Florida up 55-13, a dominant performance out of the Bulls here at home, returning from the bye week. Pleased to be joined by American Conference Commissioner Tim Pernetti here to begin the fourth quarter. Good seeing you.
Good to see you.
Congratulations on what's been an entertaining season so far. We talked about it in the Open. You've got 6 teams tied for first place in this league.
Yeah. We're really testing our tiebreaker policy at the conference. It's the first email I got this week was, hey, Tim, we think we should walk you through this. But what's exciting for us this year has been the league has great competitive depth.
Right.
Like to be at this point in the season, have 6 teams in the conversation for our conference championship is remarkable. And listen, our television viewership is up 10% year over year, and our best games are ahead of us. So we've got, and you guys are going to be doing a couple of them. We've got some exciting games coming up that I think are really going to tell a story about the conference.
You know, you talk about those television windows and the opportunity to have your own window and really showcase the conference. How much value is put into that from your perspective? A Thursday, a Friday, a Saturday, what have you, less crowded the better?
100%. I mean, the thing about every program in America is you're trying to build your brand.
Yeah.
And when you can have isolated exposure, like you get on a Thursday night, or tomorrow night I'll be up at Memphis on a Friday night.
Yeah.
I don't think you can really buy that. It's so valuable. And our league has become a fixture on these Thursday nights and Friday nights. And, thanks to you guys, like you're my American crew. You cover most of our games. But you really can't buy that type of exposure. I think it's a great opportunity for us to showcase our conference on a weekly basis, because we've been the beneficiary of a lot of these midweek games, and the viewership has shown that people really are interested in this league and its excitement.
Well, and to that end, I mean, on Thursday nights, we say this all the time, it's industry night. You're the only show in town, so there could be a busy Saturday at college football where there's 12 games a window. There might not be people that understand how good Byron Brown is as a quarterback. They turn in tonight, and they're saying, I mean, this kid's a hell of a football player. Where has this been all season? Well, it's been right in front of you.
Yeah, and I think it helps everything from what the committee's thinking about for the playoff to player of the year candidates to the Heisman. Like, it gives you the ability to showcase so many different things. And even for us, nobody talks about this enough. We have incredible coaching talent in this league.
Oh, yeah.
And it's also an opportunity to showcase your coaching talent. I want some schools to stay away from my coaching talent, but it's a good opportunity to showcase because we have great coaches in this league as well.
We're going to bring up Alex Golesh. Obviously, his name's out there. John Sumrall, Tulane, his name's out there. Ryan Silverfield, Memphis. But that again, it's a good problem to have because it's a credit that you're putting out teams that are having these coaches. Jeff Traylor, with what he's been able to do at UTSA. These are coaches that are going to start getting national attention, which then puts the eyeballs on your league.
It does, and I'm one of those people. People are like, well, there's positive attention, there's negative attention. Any attention is good attention for the American Conference. And I think whether it's the viewership or what's being talked about in the media, everything speaks for itself. And we've been one of those leagues. People all week have been saying to me, hey, what do you think about the rankings? What do you think? I'm like, you know what? From day one, we said we'll do our talking on the field, and we're doing that this season because we will have a team in the playoff at the end of the year. We're excited about that, but it's really a gritty, tough, low-ego league, and that's what we love about it. I think that's what our fans love about it.
As it relates to the college football playoff, because we're talking about an American championship run here, 6 teams tied for first place. You have this showcase tonight with a team like South Florida, and you're saying to the committee, hey, listen, we might want to start digging a little deeper. And then tomorrow night, you've got Memphis coming on the air versus Tulane. And it gives this league an opportunity for that committee to say, have we done enough to check out these teams if we don't have one in our top 25?
And listen, I don't know about you guys, but whether it's being an official or being on the committee, if those were the 2 last jobs in America, I think I might starve.
Right.
Like, they're hard jobs. And I give the committee a lot of credit because it's a challenging job. You have to watch so much. You have to absorb so much information. But that's what I tell our coaches all the time, which is let's just line up and play. And our style will speak for itself. South Florida, just by the way they're playing tonight, they have all year, has distinguished themselves as not one of only the best teams in the American, but one of the best teams in the country. I think Memphis has done that. Navy has done that. North Texas has done that. Don't sleep on East Carolina.
Right.
Don't sleep on Temple. Like, this league has depth, which has really made this year very exciting for everybody that's involved.
Let's talk about some of those upcoming games because you're right. Towards the end of the season is when you really get an opportunity to have some of your biggest games. As Ryan Jenkins down for South Florida, something you don't want to see ever, but in a game it's 55-13. So there is that look at some of the bigger matchups. Is there a concern with some of those bigger games that perhaps it's kind of like, well, that team picked off that one and that team picked off that one? Because there is. The competitive balance is tremendous.
Yeah, and everybody is an expert at this time of the year.
Sure.
Like, everybody's going to talk about, here's what's going to happen in the Navy-Memphis game.
Right.
Here's what's going to happen in the Tulane-Memphis game. Here's what's going to happen at South Florida-ECU. But we learned this last year in November. When you have competitive depth, you're an unpredictable league.
Right.
Like, naturally, do you want everybody knocking each other off? Of course you don't want to do that. But at the same time, I would argue that even if some teams start knocking each other off, we have clearly distinguished ourselves as the best group of 6 league in America this year. I don't think it's a question.
Well, you take a look at some of these games right here, and you're right. I mean, you'd rather have that as opposed to having 2 dominant teams and everybody just kind of falls to the curb. But now what you've got, and when you're going to have these types of games with this type of competitive balance, you're going to have great football games that reveal it.
Yeah, you will. And listen, I love looking at this graphic. I mean, that's a heck of a weekend. That's what it should say under conference games. Heck of a weekend. Because there's a lot of games there that are really meaningful down the stretch run. And I think we do have some unpredictability, which is a really exciting part of any league. Like, the thing that people are talking about expansion of the playoffs. Should there be automatic qualifiers? The thing people love about college sports is that anything can happen.
Yep.
That a team you don't predict to be that story at the beginning of the year has a pathway into the playoff, and I think we have a responsibility to preserve that.
By the way, I'll go real football nerd on you here because we were bragging about it in the car right here. Casey Keeler, year 1 at Temple.
Yeah.
I mean, Temple had fallen on such hard luck. He goes in there. He's got them winning year 1 right away.
Yep.
I mean, it's been one of the more impressive jobs this year.
Casey Keeler is a winner.
Yep.
If you look at what he's done, like from
Delaware, Sam Houston State.
Won the national championship, goes to Sam Houston State, figures out a way to win. And Casey's one of those guys where it's like winning culture is about not only what you do on the field, but picking up a piece of trash in the hallway, like he's just on the details. Their offensive line last year struggled, I think, more than any in our league. This year, they're one of the best offensive lines in the league. It's the same 5 guys. Like, so don't tell me coaching doesn't matter.
Right. I had made the comparison. I said, you know, everyone's trying to find that next Kurt Signetti, who's won it small and just turns programs around. I said to him in a car ride, I said, go get Keeler. I know you don't want to hear that.
Yeah.
Temple fans don't want to hear that, but if you're looking for a program builder, I mean, it goes to show in this day and age in coaching where everyone's trying to find the splashy guy.
And win the press conference.
How about just find a good coach?
Just find a good football coach. And you know what? A coach who has been coaching a long time who's looking to make Temple, an area where he's from in Philly, a destination.
You know, from your perspective,
Personal foul, unnecessary roughness, number 73, offense. 15-yard penalty. It'll be 1st and 10.
from your perspective as a commissioner, and you look at the growth here for South Florida and what's happening on the horizon here with the on-campus stadium, the investment from the university, what does that mean in terms of a reflection of your league?
Well, I think it says one very loud, important thing, Tom, which is people that are in our league, schools that are in our league, are serious about success.
Sure.
And in order to have success, you have to invest. And, you know, we're the only league in America that put actually a minimum in for revenue sharing to make sure everybody was sharing at least a minimum level and then working up from there. But South Florida is a great example of how they've set the tone. They have a very well-versed and deep talent leadership on their board.
Okay.
76, offense, 5-yard penalty, 1st down.
And from there, it cascades down. What President Law has done, and she's on her way out. Now, the new athletic director, Rob Higgins, who picked up where Michael Kelly left off. And then you have great coaches, but they are investing and behaving to compete at a higher level.
Yeah.
You know, to make that kind of investment in this day and age in an on-campus stadium, I think even schools last year that had to get rid of their coach and start over, it sends a message to us that our institutions are serious about success.
Yeah, and you look, we were mentioning that it's hard for any school, I don't care who you are, to go play in an NFL stadium. It's just hard. If it's an NFL stadium, you're not going to sell it out. When you get some of these schools that get these on-campus atmospheres, and it's intimate and it fits the student body perfectly, that's when a place takes off.
It does.
That's when a program, when you buy in and you give them something that's yours. I think South Florida is one of the gem college football coaching jobs in the country. Talent base, investment, and then what's around here.
It's a terrific job. And what Alex Golesh has done here has been a product of not only his hard work, the culture he's created, but the investment that the institution has made. And if you guys are down on the field, like I see you guys pretty much every Thursday. But you see how Alex interacts with his players during pregame. Like, you could just tell culturally he's got the program in a great place. Results don't come by accident.
Right.
If you don't build that culture in your program, you don't get the results.
Well, and you know what, and this is an overused term, but it's also a very true term. They have alignment here at South Florida. From top down, everybody's on the same page with its biggest revenue producer.
Yeah, for sure. And if in any university, and I briefly had an AD job when I was at Rutgers years ago, if you don't have alignment across the board, from the board to the president all the way down, it's difficult to produce this kind of product and produce these kind of results. So, and to your point, like, the hardest part of this stuff, Tom, is creating the alignment. Like, that takes a long time to get there. But when you have it, man, you can catch lightning in a bottle.
Tim Pernetti, Commissioner of the American Conference, we really appreciate your time.
You guys are my new deputy commissioners because I've seen you this year more than I've seen my staff.
You're going to miss us.
Thanks to you guys and Harry for all you do. We appreciate you.
It has been so much fun, the buy-in for SportsCenter on campus and everything we did this year to kind of showcase the league. We'll get to do it one more time. Thanksgiving night. We'll be at Memphis for Navy in Memphis. Congratulations. We hope the league finishes strong, Tim.
Appreciate it, guys.
I know you got a busy night. Busy night tomorrow night. Tim Pernetti, Commissioner of the American Conference, with us. So kind to join us here on Thursday Night Football. So UTSA converted there on 4th down as the clock continues to go. here in the fourth quarter. 1st and 10, Roadrunners. You know what I loved about something he just said? Egoless league.
Yeah.
It is an egoless league.
There's a blue-collar feel to it.
And these coaches are all
hungry
buddies.
Yeah, chip on your shoulder. Every time we see a coaching staff or meet with a coaching staff, and they'll always mention the other guy. God, you know, he's one of my favorite guys in the profession. Or, yeah, he and I go way back. Really like him.
Yeah, and it... They scramble out to the right side as these Tennyson's coming in, getting some playing time. You're right, because we do. We go to these coaches' meetings. We talk to them. And they're all, oh, I talked to this guy during the offseason. We do this, we do that. We catch up with each other. We check notes. They're in this together in that the G5, whatever the hell you want to call it.
Yeah.
They know that they're fighting an uphill battle.
Yes.
And so I think they feel like they're fighting that uphill battle together.
Yeah.
Because you talk to all of them. They talk about the roster size,
the transfer
roster
portal,
money, the portal, people getting poached. And it's kind of like they're all in this bunker together. Overthrown. So now a 4th and 5. He knew, too. He could tell, like, one of the questions I was going to ask, he knew where I was going because everyone talks about it. Well, what if everyone just starts picking each other off?
I know.
You've got to have, in a competitive league now, again, with the 6 teams that are in first place, you had better get the best ones to win out and get
to rise to the occasion.
You have to.
Yep.
Because right now it's a good story. And I believe that looking at some of these teams that we've seen, and we're calling 8 American games total, and we will have called guaranteed 2 of the participants in the championship game. I believe Sans North Texas. We didn't make it out to Denton, but they made it in the end zone for a touchdown UTSA. That's Mekhi Anderson. That was a big touchdown for a few people that are hanging around.
Yeah, Brandon Tennyson, that was a terrific throw on what they call the sail route.
A sail route and a sail over a...
41, Jabari Smith, the freshman, comes in and just takes a shot on Tennyson, and he delivers a strike.
So UTSA, listen, say what you want. Foregone conclusion a while ago, but the guys are getting in, they're playing, and they're scoring points, and important points late. National championship, the march towards it, November, the month you remember. I feel like we were just getting warmed up in this season.
My goodness.
Why is it November?
You wait forever.
You do. It's the longest off season and the shortest regular season. So look at our best of chance to reach the college football playoff group of 5. Right now, JMU out of the Sun Belt leading the way. JMU is a great atmosphere, by the way. We had
yes, it is.
There last year with the game. North Texas out of the American. Mestamaker, what a story they've been. South Florida right in front of us now. They've got a higher percentage chance, even though they lost to Memphis. This according to the All-State playoff predictor.
And South Florida beat North Texas.
Yeah,
a little worried about the predictor.
Again, it's that math stuff. I just prefer to settle it on the field.
And as always, it will be.
And that's the thing with November, when you really, really break it down. You've got September and October, 2 months and a body of work that has set the table for a stretch run of 4 weeks.
Right.
And everything that happens in this 4 weeks. It doesn't matter what happened in week 1. It doesn't matter what happened in week. It's these 4 weeks that dictate the fate of the rest of your season.
Look at the teams in the SEC and who they have to play over the next 3 weeks.
Again, there's that was a good cut outside by Sam Franklin. There's the BS notion. You hear the SEC bias. You always hear that. Okay. Think what you want. Post it on social media. Have your way. I want you to look at a schedule of an SEC school in their conference games in a 4-game gauntlet that Alabama went through earlier in the season.
Without a bye.
Without a bye week, when they were doing Tennessee, they were doing Missouri, they were doing Georgia.
Vanderbilt.
They were doing all this. You will not find it's not there. There isn't another league in the country that will give you a 4 or 5 game stretch like that than the SEC. Fumble Fry Moore, he's able to fall back on it. It's not happening in the Big Ten. It's impossible.
Nope.
It's not happening in the ACC.
Nope.
It's not happening in the Big 12. It's just what it is.
It's just what it is.
And again, I go look at the best chances to win the SEC. Wow, Alabama.
Well, listen, to that point, you know, they won 4 straight games against ranked opponents without a bye. It never been done in college football. Texas has 2 top 10 wins in Oklahoma and Vanderbilt. Ole Miss has been rolling, and they've done it with a backup quarterback in Trinidad Chambliss. Texas A&M, tough road contest at Missouri on Saturday.
Again, I go back to the conversation we were having earlier. Right now, Kentucky and Mississippi State are the 2 worst teams in your league. And Mississippi State's going to give Georgia hell on Saturday, probably right until the end.
I know.
And that's the worst team in the league.
Yep.
55-20, 4th quarter here in Tampa.
ESPN Thursday Night College Football is presented by Liberty Mutual Insurance. Only pay for what you need.
We did a thing today, SportsCenter on campus. Journalism 101, Harry winking at the camera doing pull-ups. Pull-up competition and a mechanical bull competition.
That's my jockey pose.
Harry, it is your opportunity here on national television to brag about your 22 pull-up performance that got the win.
Listen, all I just need everybody at home to know, every time you've heard Matt Berry talk about a muscle snack, protein intake, creatine intake, it was never a joke, baby, okay? Big dog of the group. Right, Luke? We talked about having an enforcer. Every good team's got an enforcer.
That's it. You're
enforcer,
the goon.
baby. I'm the goon.
All right, well, then start showing up for Wednesday night dinners and be a real team player.
Not enough protein there, baby.
He's busy lifting.
That's right.
So the problem with the mechanical bull is it only pointed in one direction, and that was straight down, and it only spun around in circles. So it didn't buck in any way, shape, or form. It never got level or worked backwards. So your gravity worked against you because you're hunched over and you're just trying to hang on for dear life. However, I did not fall off. Talent
that was
2,
a shame,
students
by the way.
0.
You know what's funny is I was looking at the person trying to get him to buck people off.
Yeah.
Because I wanted to see someone fall.
Yeah.
Because if I'm hosting it, I want to make sure that I get what I want out of it. Yeah, look at this.
Look at that.
Like, what are you doing?
You have to do it. You have to do it that way because see how it's going down? It's just inching down. It never came up. I needed some bucks out of that thing.
If you're wondering what that thing flinging around his head was, it was a camera. That was a live camera shot with a cell phone.
And we took footage with it, didn't we?
We
posted
did.
on the SportsCenter.
Yeah, we did.
There we go.
We're doing journalism. They say journalism's dead. Watch the 2 p.m. SportsCenter on Thursdays. By the way, we're looking forward to heading out to ODU.
Oh yeah.
We're going Sun Belt, Fun Belt next week. We've got Troy, ODU. All I've heard from people is how ODU's they bring it.
Well, how about the internet abuzz? What, 3 weeks ago they started getting they looked ahead on the schedule, started putting some things out there on social media. They're ready for us.
They want the Thursday party. And what's funny is your predecessor Dan Mullen knows, and Harry's been with me now for 6 years on the Thursday package, and this has only started recently. If you're on Thursdays, you have no choice. You're coming on the SportsCenter.
Of course.
Like, that's just part of it. Like, you're not allowed to do the game unless you come on the SportsCenter hours earlier with me. Partly, one, because it's entertaining, is UTSA trying to, but two, I just you've got to do all the good stuff.
Yeah, we get to talk ball. We get to do a little campus cuisine, participate in maybe a little contest or two.
That is one of my biggest regrets, though, during campus cuisine, is because we have to eat it so quick because we're on a time constraint.
No.
We never get to enjoy it.
We need a side plate for after.
Columbia Restaurant, they brought the food today. Legendary Cuban place, 105 years, oldest restaurant in the state of Florida, by the way. Gonna throw that away as Tennyson. But it's been a fun year. Just to kind of recap what we talked about with American Missionary Tim Pernetti. Give him credit and his office credit. They see the value in Thursday night and being the only show in town. He's like, you know what? I'll put my guys out there. I'll get some national recognition. I'll take the 2 p.m. SportsCenter that comes along with it. And they've had a showcase year as Jabari Smith, true freshman from Orlando, is down on the field. So 3:39 left in this game. They're going to stretch him out here late in the fourth quarter. we're talking about the commitment to football here in South Florida. That is the on-campus stadium, a $380 million investment. On-campus stadium, operations center. That place is going to be rocking, scheduled to open fall of 27.
They're right on top of you, man. It's going to be unbelievable.
We've said it a bunch because we've been in some of these stadiums here in the American. We think that like a 35 to 40,000 seat stadium.
That's it.
For some of these schools is perfect.
No question.
Tossed to the end zone, incomplete.
Well, we've seen that. We saw them in the opener, USF here, in the opener versus Boise State, about 30, 35,000. Probably right around 30 or so. Tonight, you get that into a 35,000 seat capacity stadium.
It gets loud.
And it's going to get rolling.
And you're right, they're right on top of you.
Yep.
So third down now, third and goal. Another sack for the Bulls defense.
It's Ryan Jenkins, number 28. Had a penalty called on him earlier, and the reserve's showing out right now. Listed number 3 on the depth chart. He's a true sophomore, didn't redshirt, second-year player, and he just absolutely gets after Devron Williams. Right there, the left guard, and you're going to see him put him on skates.
Petro on to attempt a field goal. That was the 6th sack of the night, the 12th tackle for loss, 27-yard field goal attempt. 55-23 now. That's 78 points. That's a lot. That's a lot of points here on a Thursday night. We're accustomed to shootouts. But think about how this game started. First play of the game, pick 6. UTSA responds, goes all the way down the field. They've got it first and goal at the 2.
14 plays, almost 8 minutes.
Sack, scoop, score.
Yep.
14-0 like that. Now, I don't know, just because of how explosive South Florida is and the challenges maybe UTSA would have had on the defensive side of the ball, who's to say how that would have changed the game, but it certainly changed the beginning of it. I don't know that UTSA in a shootout was going to win this one.
Right. But it didn't
that
help.
had a big effect.
Yeah, it had a big effect. You're down 14 and you haven't even taken a breath.
And so they will go to Charlotte next, November 15th. They have ECU and then Army. As of right now, it looks like the only team that they can play spoiler to is ECU, November 22nd, who's very much in the American Conference race. As for South Florida, they go to Navy, which are service academies. They're always going to give you a fight. And Navy right now is one of the 6 teams that are atop of the American, and then UAB and Rice. As it relates to win probability and what it's going to take for them to get to the conference championship game, I mean, that's pretty good.
Well, that team right there beat Memphis.
Yep.
Albeit with a backup quarterback. So you never know what can happen. And as we get into the month of November, Matt, as you've talked about, these things can get weird, wild. Who's healthy, who's injured, who gets a little bit of luck bounce their way.
And I would say this is probably, if you asked Alex Golish up the middle, it'll be a first down. This will probably be the toughest coaching job he has in front of him. Because you come do this, you have Navy, which will get their attention because they're in first place in the American, but you have to keep your team in check, ready, and focused, even though your schedule does not appear to be tough to end the season.
Well, that's the thing. Hey, do you respect your opponent, and do you play to your own standard? And worry, you hear coaches say, well, we're more worried about us. We're more worried about what we do and how we perform. And most coaches that are saying that are the coaches with the better team.
There's probably, 20 teams in the country playing meaningful November football?
Yeah, roughly.
20. They're one of them.
No question.
This program was dead 2+ years ago. And now in year 3 of Alex Golish, they are playing for a conference championship and then maybe a berth in the college football playoff. Weavers do 2-minute timeout here in Tampa. 55-23 South Florida. We are back 55-23 on the other side of the 2-minute timeout as some of the games coming up this weekend, including the big one in the American tomorrow night. Tulane and Memphis, loser in all likelihood out of the American Conference Championship race. And then BYU, Texas Tech, Georgia, and Mississippi State. But yeah, again, it all comes down to the, even Pernetti was saying it, our biggest games are coming up now.
Absolutely.
It's as good of entertainment. I think the Big 12 is like that this year. Not as much as it was last year, but very entertaining. Big one, Texas Tech, BYU. The ACC
Dude, the month of November in the ACC is going to be chaotic.
No one's we did here on the broadcast, but we were talking about everything tonight. No one's talking about Pitt.
I know. And they've won 5 in a row with a freshman quarterback.
Virginia's living dangerously. No one is talking about the Pitt Panthers. Is South Florida content to just take the knees? Byron Brown and that pearly white smile. There's a lot to smile for tonight. USF is going to finish with more points than plays. 55 points to 47 plays. Byron Brown, 14 of 15, 239 yards, 2 touchdowns through the air, 9 rushes, 109 yards on the ground, and a touchdown. And Singleton was the star receiver. 4 receptions, 122 yards, 2 TDs in the defense, 12 tackles for loss, 6 sacks in what has been an absolute dominating performance.
This is a good football team. They are athletic. They are deep. The quarterback is an absolute difference maker.
I look forward to seeing how this team finishes its season. This will be the last time we've seen him. We've seen him twice. We saw him against Boise State. We saw him again tonight. Last time we'll see them. We get to see Memphis in a few weeks. But you'd be hard-pressed, and we've seen the best in the league so far. You'd be hard-pressed to impress us even more than what we saw to South Florida tonight.
Yeah, and I think that's what's going to be really interesting tomorrow night when Tulane takes on Memphis, because Memphis and South Florida very evenly matched. Memphis got the better of them late 2 weeks ago.
Let's check in with Harry.
Coach, pretty fired up at halftime. You wanted to make sure your team finished strong. You got a 32-point victory here. How do you think your guys did?
You know what? We got a bunch of guys in there in the fourth. I thought it was sloppy at times. But, man, I thought they came out locked in. They came out focused. They came out on a mission to respond. And that's been the whole thing since 2 weeks ago. You talk about a sour taste in your mouth. Man, they responded. Thought both sides of the ball. It was a crazy first quarter. I thought the defense played lights out. I thought the defense played like they were on a mission. And I thought the offense through the first 3 quarters controlled the game. You want to go finish and not be sloppy. And that's all these guys that want to play. The talk about wanting to play, well, here's your opportunity to go play in a conference game on a big stage, and there's some teachable moments. So for us, as we grow as a program, that's huge to get those guys in.
3 more regular season games here. What do you want to see out of your guys? What should we expect from South Florida?
I want to play with the same relentless effort and a violent intent. That's all we've talked about for 10 days. Relentless effort, violent intent, and detailed out. When we're detailed and we play with a violent intent, we could play with anybody in the country. We've shown that. When our minds go elsewhere, they don't. These guys, I'm really proud of the way they came out, responded, and focused. Now, the ability in November to refocus and go continue to play meaningful football is going to be really, really powerful. So we'll see, but that'll be the challenge for us.
Thank you, Coach.
Thank you. Go Bulls. Appreciate y'all.
An impressive performance tonight out of Alex Golesh and those high-flying Bulls. So Harry Lyles down to the field tonight. Tom Luganbill up here in the booth. I'm Matt Barry. Week 11 of the college football season is here. Hope you enjoy the rest of your weekend as we head to SportsCenter. Trevor Scales and David Lloyd are on deck in Bristol.